everything out, getting the audio straight, seeing how it sounds, and going from there. So, checking YouTube thing out, getting the audio straight, seeing how it sounds, cleared up for YouTube. A little bit raspy at first, but it seems to be straightening up. I'm going into Rumble now to get that straight. But first I gotta check DLive, make sure everything's going on there. It gets a little finicky, so I have to make sure that it's running, which it is not. Okay. Hit save. Go live. Find out. See if it works. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It all depends. Let's see what's going on here. I might have to go and hit refresh. Sometimes that works too, but no guarantees. Let me hit stop on DLive and start it back up. Maybe that'll do the job for me. Give it a moment. Just for some reason, don't know exactly why, but it does it. It just causes issues. Copy that bad boy. Go live. Yeah. Stop. Do it again. Yeah. Yep. Maybe I'm going to just have to reset the string key. Yeah, it does that crap. Let's hit reset. And go live. I'll actually hit save, see what happens. Yeah. Don't really know why it causes that kind of a problem, but it does. Say go live. Yeah, I mean that's about it. I really don't have the time or the effort to be squandering valuable time on DLive, to be honest with you. It's really ridiculous. This is one of those channels that's possibly going to be eliminated. Hate to say it, but causes too many problems. Don't have time for it. So let me go ahead and get stream started on Rumble. I checked the kick, the audio sounds good. After that, I'm going to go ahead and check the audio, or set it to premium so that it's going to be premium only on Rumble, which that's what I do to everybody else's streams. I put it on premium rather than on my own, so just so people understand that. Because most of the people who I simulcast for, they're already putting their shows on regular Rumble. So putting it on premium for them is kind of like an added benefit. At least that's the way I see it. So instead of doing it on regular Rumble, I do it on regular or Rumble Premium since it's there. Yep. I mean, I'm trying my best to have some patience here, you know what I mean? But I'm D-Live, but it does not, it just doesn't want to cooperate. And it's every freaking time. It's not every once in a while, you know what I mean? It's every time, like it hits connect, reconnect. Just crap. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna put some music on for you guys and I will get this started. I'm gonna mute out, put some music on. Hope you enjoy, guys.
Lights and skies, they glide at night. No explaining, hearts are racing. Chased in shadows, thrills in flight. Hovering, unseen trace. Fueled by mystery, unprovoked proof. Mavericks, electricity, we're feeling the roof. You better look up with wide-eyed sight. They're passing above like stars so bright. Ooh, drones across the skies. Whoa, drones across the skies. Silent shards pierce the cloudy night. Hover calmly, freedom lies. Wings of the unknown defy our sight. Travelers of darkened land. Curious wanderers changing the wrapped sky. Secrets now within our hand. You better look up with wide-eyed sight. They're passing above like stars so bright. Ooh, drones across the skies. Whoa, drones across the skies. Moving in formation above the light. New Jersey skies, a thrilling flight. sight. The past and above, life stars so bright. Ooh, drones across the skies. Whoa, drones across the skies. Whoa. My tech lizard's feeling low, circuits fried, can't glow. Silicon scales won't shine. Once a star, now it's mine. Reptile dysfunction, gears and bytes malfunction. Reptile dysfunction, heart of a bot in detention. Microchips gone haywire, no more robot fire. Pixelated dreams have died, holograms cannot hide. Wigging in the night, try to make it right. Wires crossed in flight, dawn brings no light.
If the times I come alone, yeah, stop recording on you. You're something life, I've been rushing to be sunburned. I feel this in the wild, in the wild, in the wild, in the wild, in the wild. I go mad in the tracks, chasing ghosts of you. Every mirror shows her face. She's alive in memories. Alright. Alright.
And honey unbelief, stand over and attend my teeth. It's out there to make you, I'll start to hurt.
Talking to was attitude, but last night seems opposite side. To feel incredible in the wild, in the wild.
By the road, by the
Having a little problem with one of the platforms, but anyways, we'll get it going. Let me get Censorship Sucks on the horn right now. Hello, hello, hello. This is going to be our new
How's it going?
pre-show. Trying to get Barry in here, but going okay. We are streaming, all right? So
Okay, good. Good to know.
there we go. Yeah, it's better. Do. Yeah, can you send Barry the link? Yeah, because this is a
Right.
new.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, this is a new chat room.
Yeah, let's see here.
Beatrice in the house. Cecilia in the house and Kick.
Add people. No. Huh. Oh, here he is. Okay, I just tried to add him there.
Adam?
Barry, yeah, I don't know if he gets a notification that'll link it back or whatever.
Yeah, I added him into the group, and you know, it's like he's not on at all. It don't look like.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's on right now. It doesn't look like you're on though either, quite frankly.
Really?
Yeah, I got red dots on everybody.
Oh, red dot means that I'm, you know, talking to you. But
you're okay.
The green X with the circle around it, that means they're not on. Or well, it means that they're around, but they're not picking up. Same with Yotivation. You'll see hers has a circle with no X in it.
Mm-hmm. I also have to, I guess I have to watch the lobby just in case he shows up in the lobby.
Yeah, well, you know. Okay. Maybe I should have took a break this year, like I've done other years. This year,
Why?
huh?
Why do you say that?
I mean, I've had a couple rough weeks where stuff didn't come out. Well, they came out, but
Oh,
it's like, you know, had I took regular break like I normally would have, I wouldn't have had to deal with, you know, that kind of thing.
when would you normally take them? In July or August?
July. I usually take them in July, where we go every other week in July.
Okay.
You don't really get to notice it so much because that's usually when we plan and do like behind the scenes for like Warmapalooza and things like that.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Let's do this differently.
Do 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 do. So what do you got for tonight?
Oh, I'm just going through that right now.
Oh, Barry goes, I just got the link. I sent that to him like a couple days ago. Just got the link, man.
Maybe just saw it.
Yeah.
Oh. God. I have so many stories, but like so many of them wear on one story. Can if Tom Homan calls someone an asshole, can I play that clip?
What?
Tom Homan calls Antifa a bunch of assholes.
Well, that's
Can I
fine.
play that?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not dropping the F-bomb or the C word or,
No. And it's Tom Homan doing it.
Yeah,
It's news.
Well, hey, it'd be like the same as, oh, by the way, Trump said fuck. I'm like,
Mic check.
No.
Mic check.
Just because he said it doesn't mean that we can do that.
All
right.
How you doing, Barry?
Hello? Hello.
Barry, you
Hello?
there?
Yeah. Am
Barry.
I here? Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Barry.
Yeah. I hear you.
What?
Oh, don't mess with me, man. Don't mess with me.
Who's messing with you?
It looks different. I only see one screen now. I don't see 4 screens.
Oh,
What?
shit. Should we cancel? We can cancel the show.
I doubt it. It needs canceling.
I mean, if you got 4 screens, that's not going to work.
No.
I have only one screen.
Isn't there an option for which view you have on? Or like which layout?
I think I just hit it. There we go. Boom. I got it now. We're good. Yeah.
All right.
Arrests, indictments, and convictions. Arrests, indictments, and convictions. Obama, 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 Obama. Let's break it down, man. Come on. Yeah.
You know what this reminds me of is Mueller time.
It's Mueller time?
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah, Mueller time. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah. Mueller. Okay. I heard it's a really pungent tasting beer. It's like sort of tastes like backwash.
That's just water.
Oh man. We got the receipts. We got the receipts.
I have like an 8-minute long clip from Trump, and I'm tempted to play damn near the whole thing.
Well, he's supposed to be going live here in about an hour somewhere. That's what the press secretary was saying. So I would imagine
that's interesting.
That's going to be like another bombshell as well.
I've never done that before, but it'd be possible to just broadcast his live speech and comment over it.
No, that would not be cool. I mean, that'd be like.
Well, if I go to the White House's feed.
If you go to the White House, it's different. Oh, yeah, then we can get, commentary from you directly there from the White House.
No, like whitehouse.gov.
No, not
And play it from
whitehouse.gov.
that.
From the White House.
Well, that's not going to happen. But I can go to whitehouse.gov, and if they play, rebroadcast or broadcast the live stream from there, I would think that'd be, like, legit. Why wouldn't it be?
Well, things are happening so fast, man, that I was trying today. It's been a busy day for me, but I've been trying to just like slip in all the, talk radio I could with, listening to the press secretary, listening to everything, Tulsi Gabbard, listening, just, reading documents and stuff, trying to trying to get up to date because it's moving fast. Things are happening very quickly, man.
Yeah. A lot of document dumps.
Yeah, and I think this is just the beginning, man. I think it's going to get worse and worse for the deep state. I can't see it going well for them for here on out. That's why I think, I think if they're going to do some kind of a big event, they'll do it before this first set of arrests, I would imagine. But then again, maybe they don't care. Maybe the really big power brokers could care less about Obama.
Some
Have you
people
ever-
say, a group. It's not a group. It's Obama. His orders are on the paper. The papers are signed. The papers.
I got all these clips from Tulsi, but like I think I can only really play the newest ones,
Sure.
Like she did a good one with Maria the other day that I have there, but like I don't know. She came out with some today, and it's almost like I have to do those because there's just so much stuff here, Like it's changing so fast that today's press conference was probably the best, one to use for.
What's the really pretty representative in Congress? She's I think she's Latino.
Maxine Waters, you're thinking of.
Yeah, she's super duper.
Maxine Water.
Yeah, she's a doll, isn't she? She's a rag doll, maybe, but I don't know. She's terrible. She could play Chucky. If Chucky ever just can't get the role anymore, I think Maxine could step in, give her red hair, or she could play the clown character in It. What's his name? Pennywise.
Pennywise, good job.
Yeah. Oh Lord, yeah, she's not a happy camper. Oh, but she was saying, whatever her name is, I can't think of her name for the life of me right now, but she was saying that Ghislaine Maxwell's coming in to testify.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good news as well about the Epstein side. Like I said, I don't think the Epstein's over by any means. So there's so much happening, dude. Yeah, and in that press conference, she did talk about, the press secretary said that they are going to release the what was in the first set of files in the report, the first report, and then whatever the other thing was, something else concerning the testimony of Ghislaine.
Yeah, sorry, I just want to cue up this.
Go for it. No.
Like, there's a point where he starts talking and going, and
I
then
don't know. But I think it's something that would be.
like all this stuff I don't want to play. You know what I mean? Because you can't hear what they say anyway.
No, he's a very talented person. He's very smart. I didn't know that they were going to do it. I don't really follow that too much. It's
irrelevant.
Sort of a witch hunt, just a continuation of the witch hunt. The witch hunt that you should be talking about is they caught President
Obama.
President Obama. Absolutely, really follow that too much. It's sort of a witch hunt.
Okay, witch hunt is the key. Pause it on that. And that takes a good minute off of an 8 minutes. So this is like a 7-minute clip, but we'll pause it a few times and
Talk about it.
it's because he drops a lot of stuff. I think we'll start with this and then we'll go on to Tulsi Gabbard, who, by the way, when all this was going down, was probably on the side of the Democrats, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So she was out there. I guarantee. I didn't look for any clips, but I doubt it'd be too hard to find of Tulsi Gabbard in 2017 talking about Russia collusion.
Mm-hmm.
I
mean, I think a lot of people bought into it a little bit. Maybe she didn't buy it full. She was also probably trying to be loyal to the party a little bit because she was running for president or planning on it.
Yeah.
So, but she really didn't care too much about the party because she obviously got demonized right away when she started doing the nomination debates.
Yeah.
She immediately.
When she was in the primaries. Yeah.
Yeah, she sounded a lot like you and me, half of the time. But she's a full-blown Republican the way I understand it now. I think she's actually registered as a Republican now.
Oh yeah, I mean, She's definitely not caucusing with the Democrats at this point in time. She's taken them down. I mean, she is the one who's actually going after
Oh,
Trump,
absolutely. She's awesome, man.
I mean, it's pretty crazy.
It's incredible, dude. I mean, it's just like it's so much vindication for me because I've been saying arrest, indictments, and convictions are forthcoming, and everybody mocked me for it. Even mocked me on Minds, man, which is the most open-minded of all places.
Yeah.
But I just stuck with it, man. I am not easily deterred. I stick to my guns. I stick to my analysis. Unless I'm proven differently, then I have no problem changing my tune. And I just go, well, I admit it. I was wrong. I don't know what's wrong with people admitting when they get it wrong. What's the big deal? You know what I'm saying? You got it wrong. So what? Now move on.
Yeah.
I would be the first one to admit, you know, hey, I got it wrong, man. I'm sorry. I really believed what I was saying. It wasn't like I was trying to mislead anybody, but I got it wrong. I'm sorry. And it probably wouldn't be that simple either, because it would probably be something more like, well, it looked like we were going to get it, but then this happened, you know, the deep state, you know, the cyber pandemic, and they stopped it. And, you know, or, yeah, I really thought that Trump was going to end the Russia war the first day, but I had no idea that Biden and NATO would sabotage it.
Ghislaine Maxwell, man, if she comes out and testifies, like, she could say some crazy stuff that would just sound like, well, what are you talking about, you know? Like,
I mean, she's going to obviously say a lot if she thinks she can get either immunity or some kind of early release or something. Or maybe she just wants to talk, you know? I don't know. It's hard to tell.
I haven't talked to anybody in a long time.
Yeah, she's probably in solitary confinement. I don't know. I mean, yeah.
Right.
It's like, I would imagine just getting out and being in the public again would feel good.
Have a good old sit-down, long 8-hour talk, you know?
Yeah. Somebody actually serve her some water instead of just throw it into her jail cell.
They don't do that.
Yeah, man.
All right, man. I'm going to get some coffee going because I'm feeling I need some. So I'll be right back.
Right.
You guys hold the fort down.
Sounds good. We got it. So let's see. We'll start with that. Then what else do we got here? Dun, 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 dun. Oh man, what's going on in England is crazy.
What's going on over there right now?
Oh, well, we were talking about Epps in Essex County. It's a, you know, where they've been protesting out there. They closed down that migrant center, and apparently at least some of them were moved to a new migrant center that they opened up right downtown in Canary Wharf, in this 4-star hotel. I looked it up, you know, on Google Maps just to see where it was, and yeah, it's like right in downtown London, like perfect, right on the water, beautiful place. Google Maps told me, you know, the price, $650 a night they could get me in there for. So, you know, pretty high-end place that, you know, was a destination for vacations and business and whatnot is now just another migrant center.
Yep. See here. All right. I'm just going through my stuff, making sure that we got all the platforms up. Got one that just wouldn't come up. I'm like, okay, well, I'll deal with it another day.
How many are there?
We have 15 platforms, so one out of them, and it's one that we don't get a whole lot of traffic with anyways. If we get traffic at all.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, it's an overseas one too, so it's like
Yeah.
it's called Parti, Parti.
Oh.
Okay. See who we got. We got Roger Hansen in the Kick chat making lewd remarks about Tulsi Gabbard wanting to see her without clothes. But hey, it's Roger. And
Roger.
Yeah, well, Tulsi is hot. All right, I go along with some of that. Even just to see her in a swimsuit would be great. I think.
Mm-hmm. She's an avid surfer too.
Huh?
She's an avid surfer.
Yeah, you could just picture her, but
There's plenty of photos.
Huh? You have photos?
There's plenty of. Well, sure.
Well,
I mean, she's an avid surfer.
I'm not the kind
She's
of
from
guy
Hawaii.
that looks stuff like that up. Roger's the kind that uses photos.
She's from Hawaii, man. Of course, she's been photographed in a swimsuit.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to
as
see.
a politician
I
in
don't want to
Hawaii.
see one of those rubber suits that they wear for like snorkeling and scuba diving, but a lot of the surfers use those now.
Like in LA and especially in Northern California, you definitely want a wetsuit because it gets cold.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep.
I remember going to the beach in San Diego, man, and it was summertime. It was hot as hell. We're driving. We get down there, and as soon as we get down there, there's like a marine layer, they call it, where it was foggy on the beach. You know what I mean? The whole coast has got like a marine layer of fog.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden it drops from like 105 down to like 80, 75. You know what I mean? Just instantly. And there's no sun out. And I'm like, we go down to the beach, and I'm like, it's kind of chilly for the beach all of a sudden,
Chilly for the beach.
Like when we got in the car and came out here, like it was scorching hot, but you get on the coast and it's like totally different. And all of a sudden it's like, and then I kind of go out to the water, and the water is really cold. I was shocked.
Was it probably the water was probably in like the upper 70s, but it still felt like, oh man, it's like ice cold. But
Yeah, and then I'm like, all right, so I'm at the ocean, so I go and jump in just to swim in the waves for a little bit, and then I get out. Yeah, and it was just like freezing. I would not go back in the water that day. I was like, no way. And I did it once.
But then you swam with the dolphins, which was really cool.
No.
I was in Greece.
They're rapists, man. Them dolphins are rapists.
Rapists.
They are.
Yeah, I'm
little perverts.
I snorkeled in Greece, and Greece has a lot of like dolphins and big
killer
fish.
whales.
Yeah, and I was I thought I was out there, and I was out pretty deep, probably 120 yards off the shore.
Okay.
And I got caught in the current.
Ooh.
And I seen this
Hashtag
dorsal
me too.
fin fly by me, and I'm thinking to myself,
Yep.
oh shit, shark. Nope. And dolphin came
was a
up
horny
smiling
dolphin.
at me from underneath. I'm like, that thing has bigger teeth than I do. It was about the same size as me too, so I got out of there, and I know that, and one thing you got to know is if you're swimming with dolphins, sharks aren't that far behind.
I think Mark's been having some really deep conversations with AI. He's having AI delusions.
Who?
Right about. He said, yeah.
And honestly, sharks, man, every sailing channel I've ever seen on YouTube, I was like excited when they see sharks, and the first thing they want to do is jump in with them,
Really? Not me.
Oh, yeah.
Not me.
Yeah, no, they. Like 99. It's
the
you're
craziest
talking
thing
a
I
great
did.
white. No.
The craziest thing I did in Panama was fish with the locals there. The Indians there are called sandblast Indians, and they fish for sharks in these really tiny, narrow canoes that are super long. All right, we're out in the middle of the canal. I'm thinking, hey, this is fresh water. Ah, don't worry, we'll catch sharks here. I'm like, and they start throwing stuff over the side, and dorsal fins start coming up. I'm like, oh boy. I'm like, yeah. We had a good time though, but it was scary as hell at first. We are going to be switching over to the next one here in about a minute. All right. So.
Okay.
You've been listening to the AI delusions of Mark of Dregus Productions.
Well, there's that echo back from Sunday night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Just showed up 2
I
minutes
was
late.
so pissed off about that.
Yeah.
I've never heard you drop that many F-bombs.
Really? Yeah. Well,
Never.
there's been a few times, but it's not often that happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing that none of your team was there to antagonize you. That's what's good.
My team.
Oh yeah. Yeah, those sound like some pretty good AI delusions, man. You've been listening to AI too closely, I think, and now you're starting to believe the delusions,
But them dolphins will rape you. You turn your back on them, they'll rape you.
Yeah, they will.
And they won't bite you. They'll just nibble on your neck a little while they're going at you.
Yeah. It's a friendly bite.
And
sure.
then you can hear
It's a
them
nibble.
laughing at you under the water too. I'm switching over to the next one. That thing that they do. Oh, I'll see you in the next one. Leave that call. Go to this one. What? You son of a. What? Wait. Do 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 do. All right, you there?
Yeah.
All right.
And Barry has this link, right? This is just regular Wednesday one. Yep. Okay.
Oh no.
Oh man. You know who he sounded like was Ozzy.
I.
Yeah, the dude.
Oh, poor Ozzy passed away.
Exactly. I brought that up.
That did sound a little bit like that, didn't it?
Yeah, you have to do that.
All aboard! You know, when I was little in that, my sister used to think that was Gravy Train that he was saying. Oh yeah, remember Gravy Train, the dog food?
Yeah, I do.
He's going after rails on the gravy train.
I always thought it was Groovy Train.
No, Gravy Train. You know, the Beatrice in the Kick Chat.
Who's in the over some of that,
All right. 30 seconds. Look out, cats, dogs, and kids. Censorship sucks coming your way.
Roundtable radio show, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's not square. It's not oblong. It's
Do I have
round.
time to pee? I have time to pee, right?
No.
Well, we can call it the Barry. Anyways, here you go. 3, 2, 1. And you're live and on the radio side right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show, Wednesday night edition for July 23, 2025. With me tonight, I got my right-hand man, Bullhorn Barry. Bullhorn Barry, how you doing, buddy?
Man, I think I'm just silly from all the victories, man. I'm telling you
We're
what,
stacking up.
it's incredible, isn't it?
Are you sick of winning it, though? I mean, are you just at that point where you're saying, please, no more winning? I'm sick of it. I can't handle anymore.
I want more.
You want
Give me-
more? Okay, we're not there yet. Because we were warned that at some point it's going to get to feel that way.
I
But,
want
you know,
more,
please, man.
more winning.
Absolutely. A lot of stuff going on in the world. Before we dive into it, though, let's just take a moment to celebrate the late, great Ozzy Osbourne, who passed away, I think, last night. So, rock legend, changed music forever. And we were all kind of, I don't know, when I was a kid, he was kind of scary almost, you know. It was like, going to, you know, his concerts were like Satanism and all this stuff, you know. But then you get older and you start getting into elevators and hearing Ozzy Osbourne songs as you're older.
He became elevator music.
Yeah, it's funny how, like, you know, so many of these different songs. What is the other one? The Sandman, you know, from the Metallica, is pretty much elevator music today, right?
Yeah, well, I think his last tweet that he made out was, "Mama, I'm coming home," before he died and right after having had his last performance.
Yeah, and if I got in an elevator and heard that song, I wouldn't seem out of place. You know?
Yeah, what was that kind of pop song he did with Lita Ford?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Kiss Me, thing or another?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to dive into music history because it's just not my forte.
Okay.
What?
If I close my eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be forever.
Yeah. Even hearing that name, I still can't picture the song, so I don't want to get too deep into it. But I do appreciate Ozzy Osbourne, and you know, the older I've gotten, surprisingly, the more mellow his music has become. Obviously, just because music has gone so far off the cliff that you know, everyone wants to go to one extreme after another. So all of a sudden, where it all originated was, say, Black Sabbath.
I mean, they thought his music was satanic. What about today's music, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, they just push the envelope, push it. The further you push it, the more you sell. And so,
yeah.
But rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne.
He'd been suffering for about 6 years, though, with surgeries and illnesses. I think even pneumonia and surgeries. And I mean, he was having it rough, man.
Yeah. Mark, I was thinking about doing like 5 minutes of radio silence in tribute to him. Is that a good idea?
Probably not. You know, after 30, after like 3 to 6 seconds, you know, we would trigger a break for the station.
Okay. All right. We won't do that then. That's probably not a good idea to do that on the air. I'm surprised Willie didn't come up with that first. So let's get into. I've got a clip here from Donald Trump in the White House via Forbes. Breaking news, which is Donald Trump just talking about in a conference the other day everything that's going on with Obama, what they found, and it goes on for a little bit, but I think it's important, and so we're going to play it. We're going to pause it a few times and talk about it, but let's dive into the Oval Office here.
Just a continuation of the witch hunt. The witch hunt that you should be talking about is they caught President Obama absolutely cold, Tulsi Gabbard. What they did to this country in 2016, starting in 2016, but going up to 2020 of the election. They tried to rig the election and they got caught. And there should be very severe consequences for that. You know, when we caught Hillary Clinton, I said, you know what? Let's not go too far here. It's the ex-wife of a president, and I thought it was sort of terrible. And I let her off the hook. And I'm very happy I did. But it's time to start, after what they did to me, and whether it's right or wrong, it's time to go after people. Obama's been caught directly. So people say,
after what they did to me, you know? You hear this tone in his voice when he said that? Yeah, it sounded like a kid from Brooklyn when he said that.
Oh, yeah.
100%. You know?
Yeah.
It was his Brooklyn side coming out here. He's pissed. after what they did to me.
It's not what they did. It's what they've done, did, and are doing. It's nonstop. They don't quit. They're still doing it.
Oh, if they could impeach him tomorrow, they would. If they had a majority in the House, they would have already impeached him.
Already. There's already people ready to release those papers of impeachment right away. But they know if they did it now, they wouldn't go anywhere. So why waste their time?
But folks, this is the big blow to the deep state. This is draining the swamp. Like, you know, the swamp, the water level in the swamp just went down 2 feet. You know, we're getting some of these swamp creatures. We're getting them, and they're going to serve justice. He goes on.
Well, you know, a group. It's not a group. It's Obama. His orders are on the paper. The papers are signed. The papers came right out of their office. They sent everything to be highly classified. Well, the highly classified's been released. And what they did in 2016 and in 2020 is very criminal. It's criminal at the highest level. So that's really the things you should be talking about. I know nothing about the other, but I think it's appropriate that they do go.
I asked you about that, Mr. President. Tulsi Gabbard has submitted a criminal referral to the Department of Justice.
Talking about Tulsi Gabbard's criminal referral to the Department of Justice.
As part of the investigation, what specific figures in the Obama administration?
Well, based on what I read, and I read pretty much what you read, it would be President Obama. He started it. And Biden was there with him. And Comey was there. And Clapper, the whole group was there. Brennan, they were all there in a room. Right here. This is the room. This is much more beautiful than it was then, but that's okay.
That
and
very
those
room.
Pictures up, they came out of the vaults. They were in there for 100 years. This is
Office.
much more beautiful. We have the Declaration of Independence now in the room, which wasn't here. I guess people didn't feel too good about it.
Let me skip a little bit here.
And except for the fact that he gets shielded by the press his entire life. That's the one they... Look, he's guilty. It's not a question. You know, I like to say, let's give it time. It's there. He's guilty. This was treason. This was every word you can think of. They tried to steal the election. They tried to obfuscate the election. They did things that nobody's ever even imagined, even in other countries. You've seen some pretty rough countries. This man has seen some pretty rough countries, but you've never seen anything like it. And we have all of the documents. And from what Tulsi told me, she's got thousands of additional documents coming. So,
I don't know, man. Barry, he used the word treason. It's coming. Barack Obama. They're talking about statute of limitations on this stuff, but I can't imagine treason has a statute of limitations of 5 years.
Treason has absolutely no statute of limitations.
It's like murder. They've got all the documents. It's all going over to the DOJ.
Tens of thousands. Now, that may be hyperbole, but even if it's hyperbole, if he was to say 10,000 pages, that's got to be then hundreds if it was just hyperbole, right? Can you imagine?
Yeah, I mean,
we haven't even gotten the full download yet.
Exactly. That's the other side of this too, is there's so much more coming. And, you know, the press, we've talked about that, and I'll get to some clips of the press later, but they at some point have to start waking up to this. They have to realize, like we talked about before the show, Tulsi Gabbard was a Democrat when all this was going down, right? She was a card-carrying member of the Democratic Party when all this was going down in 2016. And she was probably, at the time, making comments in public about how bad this whole Russia thing was and how awful Trump was, you know, because that's what you had to do. They don't have a unifying theme anymore. The team left doesn't have a unifying theme except for one, and that's we hate Donald Trump. We hate Orange Man. We hate who's ever in charge on the other side. That's the devil, right? And it doesn't matter who it is. It's just who's ever in charge on the other side is the devil. That's their whole platform.
Yep. And I asked you last Sunday, I said, and Yo and everybody else that was on the show at the time, I said, hey, how is the media going to mitigate this? I mean, because we have the documents, man. We have the facts, right? And it's going to be really hard, I think, for the media to somehow paint it in any other way than it is on paper, right? I mean, we can even read some of the stuff from some of the documents that have been released to the public, it's very damning towards Obama. And I don't know how you would somehow make that sound like he's not guilty. So are they actually going to have to start telling the truth for once? That was kind of the question I was getting at. What do you think, man? Because I want to know what you think, because I'm kind of split. I think some of the media will just start reporting the truth, and the others is just going to stick with that same old broken record of, you know, Obama's innocent, Trump's destroying democracy, he's a Nazi, he's the bad guy, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, there is a couple ways to talk about that. I've got a couple examples of it. First of all, Tulsi, I'm going to get to her live press conference today at the White House and play some clips from that. But CNN cut away from it. As soon as she got into anything interesting, they just cut it off and said, okay, nothing to see here. Right?
So they're trying to just basically pretend like it doesn't exist, not giving it any airtime.
Who knows? Trump and CBS, they just settled a lawsuit for $36 million. Okay. Stephen Colbert, of course, was the hardest hit in that transaction.
Poor Steve.
So, you know, you've got these strings of different lawsuits that are coming around as well, that they're losing left and right. Trump is suing everybody, and they're all, you know, 60 Minutes. It just goes, the list goes on and on of all the different people and news organizations that are suddenly caving on this and giving in and having to, you know, pay out Donald Trump for knowingly lying. You know, AOC did it too. She recently said, you know, this is what happens when you elect a rapist into office, which is exactly what Stephanopoulos had to settle for, you know, calling Trump a rapist. So she did it on Twitter. There's no immunity there. I'd say he sues her and gets her to settle for, I don't know, whatever she's worth. You know, let's get that Tesla for starters, and, you know, just take it.
I think the left forgot that Trump's a billionaire, and he's got plenty of deep pockets to prosecute, you know, whoever he, not prosecute, but, you know, file a lawsuit against. So.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I'm trying to, I know I had one other article up here, but it's not jumping out at me. I have so many open right now, and I'm going out of order with them. So let me just stick to the order, and let's dive back into this whole thing going on with Donald Trump and what's going on here. Wayne Allen wrote an article the other day asking if the DOJ has the cojones, or the balls, he says, to charge Obama and Hillary with treason, a death penalty offense, right? And the answer is, put it in the hands of the justice system. At the end of the day, put it in their hands, let them do it. If they committed treason, then yeah, they wanted to put Trump away for life.
More than one lifetime, multiple lifetime sentences.
And all the different felony charges they've tried to throw at him, he'd be in jail for multiple lives, like you say.
Yeah, some crazy number, like he'd never get out.
So right back at you. You know what I mean?
Well, he wouldn't get out anyway. He's almost, 80 now? So, I mean, anybody that's 79, 80 years old that gets a prison sentence is a death sentence pretty much.
Yeah,
you know, prison ages you. So, you know, maybe he would live to be 95. Otherwise, he would die in prison by the time he's 85, probably, if he did go to jail. So and that's why Roger Stone didn't want to go to jail, because he knew they would kill him in jail.
And you mentioned Roger Stone. How many people have they come after on the right for trumped-up charges, like they did for Trump? Steve Bannon, you know, spent time in jail. All these people that spent time in jail. Dinesh D'Souza.
Collusion. All based on the Russian collusion delusion that did not exist.
And Dinesh D'Souza did a highlight on Obama. They threw him in jail for it because of some $2,500, you know, fundraising thing he did erroneously. You know what I mean? Whatever. But they throw him in jail for it. People do that all the time in Washington, D.C. It's chump change. You know, there's money going on. Town is bought and sold for a million different ways. And okay, they found one spot. You show me the man, I'll show you the crime. They showed him the man. They found the crime. They put him in jail. They did it with all these different people. They've nearly bankrupted Rudy Giuliani. I mean, the man is a shell of his former self as far as, you know, his ability to go out there and make a living. And so, yeah, let's throw it at him. I don't care. Let's absolutely throw the book at them. It's what they deserve. And hey, if you can do it and you're happy doing it, then when the other team gets a hold of the office, then boom, they're going to do it right back to you. I'm sorry, I'm trying to. Here it is.
I mean, the key, what you're talking about and what we're talking about and what Tulsi Gabbard's talking about and what Trump is talking about is that President Obama was the kingpin of the whole thing. He led the treason.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the documents to prove that. I can read it if you want. Let's see, what was his name? Nick Sorter. He published some of the documents that have come out. I can read it real briefly if you want. I mean, it talks about President Obama doing it.
Yeah, I want to play Tulsi Gabbard today at the White House. I want to play a couple clips here, and we'll talk about these, and then we can dive into your article.
Religious organizations in which State Department officials offered, in exchange for supporting Secretary Clinton's campaign for the presidency, significant increases in financing from the State Department.
Okay.
They also had documents that.
So she's saying that Russians had information on Hillary Clinton that they were ready to use to blackmail her.
Yeah. So they wanted her to win.
Yeah. Well, they didn't. Well, yeah. If she won, they had dirt on her.
They had leverage.
They could use on her. Yeah.
Yes.
Trump. I don't know. Did they have anything on him? I don't know. I doubt it. They haven't used it. But,
well, the documents that have come out, the ones I'm talking about that have already been released, it says that either Putin wanted Hillary to win because he had leverage on her, because he had stuff on her, or he didn't care either way. It was one or the other, but it was never that he wanted Trump. And this is inside the Obama administration. So Obama knew that, and the Obama administration knew that, but they pushed the lie nonetheless.
All right, let me get back into this clip here.
That showed the patronage of the State Department to State Department employees who would go and support Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign. There were high-level DNC emails that detailed evidence of Hillary's, quote, psycho-emotional problems, uncontrolled fits of anger, aggression, and cheerfulness, and that then Secretary Clinton was allegedly on a daily regimen of heavy tranquilizers. Then CIA Director Brennan and the intelligence community mischaracterized intelligence and relied on dubious substandard sources to create a contrived false narrative that Putin developed a quote-unquote clear preference for Trump. Brennan and the IC misled lawmakers by referencing the debunked Steele dossier to assess quote-unquote Russia's plans and intentions, falsely suggesting that this dossier had intelligence value when he knew that it was discredited. The intelligence community excluded significant intelligence and ignored or selectively quoted reliable intelligence that contradicted the intelligence community assessment's key findings on Putin's alleged support for Trump. Including this intelligence reporting would have exposed the ICA's claim as implausible, if not ridiculous. The intelligence community assessment omitted reliably sourced information, such as how some Russian intelligence officials were quote-unquote planning for candidate Hillary Clinton's victory, while others assessed neither Trump nor Clinton would respect Russia's interests. As was reflected in the ODNI documents that we released on Friday, multiple intelligence community assessments released in the months leading up to the November 2016 election concluded that Russia had neither the intent nor capability to impact the outcome of the U.S. election.
Okay, so that's straight from the White House. I mean, she just laid out massive, massive crimes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Like Trump said, every crime imaginable, the highest levels of crimes, which then he went on to say, basically treason, which I think is the highest level.
Yeah, I would imagine treason's about the highest level.
Yeah.
You know, but what else do you call this? Trying to interfere this viciously in your opponent's presidency, the will of the people. You know, you're fighting the will of the people with the government that is supposed to be of the people.
Yeah, it's fighting the very democratic process that they said they so, valiantly defended, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember, that's all they said. We're here to defend democracy, and Trump's here to destroy it. When it was actually the very opposite of that.
To staggering degrees as well. I mean, to levels that are just really hard to fathom. I mean, look, I've known all this stuff for years. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
now it's finally starting to come out that, yeah, this Steele dossier was garbage. I mean, again, when I first read the P-tape thing, I laughed out loud. The P-tape, I literally laughed there for a minute or two. And then to my utter horror and shock, the media took it seriously. I was like, how are you taking this seriously? Yet they did. And they continue to. And they sat on that joke of a storyline for years. They impeached him pretty much over that.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
unbelievable levels of just garbage to make this stuff up and then go to all those FISA courts with a known lie in your hands, you know, and
Takes a
lie to
certain
get.
level of low, doesn't it? I mean, a certain level of evil, a certain level of low, a certain level
Mhm.
of betrayal, a certain level of anti-American hatred for America.
Mhm. It's shocking. I am really, pissed about this kind of stuff. I'm so glad this is coming out, but man, the more you see it in black and white, the more you start getting angry about it again, after so many years of it being buried,
Well, speaking of angry and funny, I find it kind of funny that all the things we said about Hillary, that she was basically losing her mind, that she was completely unhealthy. Remember, she had that big fall where she was getting into the car and she could barely, they had to basically just shove her into the vehicle because she could barely stand up. And that Secret Service had leaked things to InfoWars and Alex Jones saying that she was, having health problems and to follow her and look, behind stage and you'll catch her and having health problems and health difficulties. And she's screaming and she's yelling and she's out of control. I mean, that's exactly how we've always portrayed Hillary. And now we actually have the proof. So, I mean, even the people within their own organization say that about Hillary.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And it's not out of line with some of the, I won't even go there. But yeah, Tulsi is laying out the case, folks, and it's really starting to look like this might just come to something and not just be another round of nothing. Are they going to go straight for Obama? Wow, I don't know, they usually start at the bottom, like a Susan Rice to me would be a good place to start. Somebody who's a lawyer who...
The hanging fruit, yeah.
Yeah, you get the lower hanging fruit and you say, okay, you were in this meeting and you wrote this email to yourself saying that everything that happened in the meeting was on the up and up and totally legitimate. Let's start right there. Why did you write that email? Do you write emails like that after every meeting you go to, just to remind yourself you didn't, commit treason on the American people?
No, well, you want the low-hanging fruit first because then they
Yeah.
talk, and then they give you more information, and then you have more to go after Obama when it actually comes his turn. So, yeah, I agree with you 100% that they will go for the low-hanging fruit first, and they will save Obama for last so they can get him on as many things as they can so that at least 5 or 6 things stick instead of maybe all 20.
Mm-hmm. And then how do you even try that? Does he just go to a court, or is it a court martial? Is it how does that even go down legally?
Well, it depends on what the charge is. If it's treason, according to Brett Kavanaugh, when Lindsey Graham questioned Brett, it would be a military tribunal. So I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but that would be the proper standard operating procedure.
So just basically a military tribunal is a military court, I assume, right? I don't think there's any, difference in that.
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't know if they'll go for full-blown treason. There may be other charges, and they may try to get treason and maybe it doesn't stick, but 5 other things stick. But I would say this, it's not looking good for Obama. And I believe that he will try to flee. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I've said it 100 times. He will seek asylum because he is a coward, a big coward.
And they can throw treason at him, but he might plead down to like involuntary treason. I don't know. Is that a thing?
I was going to say,
think that's a
I've
thing.
never heard that. But it wouldn't surprise me if he made it up. They make up.
I don't think that's a thing, but you get my point. Yeah, let's play it down to I don't know, being a scumbag. But anyway, folks, we've got to take a break. This is the Censorship Sucks Roundtable radio show, and we'll be right back after these messages.
What the hell is involuntary treason?
I liked it. Funny. It reminds me exactly.
Well, it's like manslaughter,
Actually, treason might fall under the military uniform code of justice. So that would be a total separate type of like they do for the military. But because they swore an oath, they may, who knows, be covered.
I mean, he was commander-in-chief
that
at the time. He was in the military when he did it, right? He was commander-in-chief. So
commander-in-chief, yes. I do agree. Well, yeah, he could be held accountable to that then. Yeah.
I hear a lot of talk about Florida as a jurisdiction for some of this stuff.
Normally that's a Leavenworth thing.
But the liberals, though, if they were in charge, they would just make something like that up to lessen the charge. If they were in control, because they don't care about the rule of law or the Constitution. They just make something up and say, this is it. This is how it is. We've talked about that 1,000 times, dude. That is exactly how they operate. That's why I found it so funny.
Yeah. And, and before
sort of like
I forget, we had a host in earlier, a raid from one of our friends. Appreciate it. Biff C and Beatrice, appreciate the host in over on Kick. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Here's a round of applause for you out there if you need one.
Welcome to the show, folks. We are in the break right now, but when we come back and go live on the air, you'll be there for us for the whole next hour and a half.
That was a glorified golfer's clap. Little bit more than a golfer's clap, but hey, it's something, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Beatrice could have got this, and that wouldn't have been good.
That reminds me, man. I was watching a show called Stick the other day. With oh god, what's that guy from Wedding Crashers?
Vaughn? Vince Vaughn?
No, the other one.
Owen Wilson?
Yeah, Owen Wilson. He had a TV series.
Oh yeah.
Called The Stick. It's about golfing, or stick.
It's the shtick.
Yeah, STICK, and it was actually pretty good. I forgot all about it, man. Like I was watching it one day, and like the next day, I just totally kind of forgot about it.
You're not talking about Happy Gilmore, are you?
No.
I was watching some movie yesterday, and I've actually forgot what it is, just like what you're talking about, because there was like a bunch of really hardcore liberals in there that are just like outspoken, obnoxious, and so I just turned it off immediately. Didn't care about. I was like, I ain't watching that. I don't even remember what it is.
Now, this is a story where Owen Wilson is a former professional golfer who is just trying to find meaning in life, and he finds this kid who's like incredibly good, and they go on tour.
It's like a drama, not a comedy.
Drama comedy. It's funny. It's good. It's just
I think I know what you're talking about, but I don't think I've seen.
It's kind of like that bowling one that they did. What was that one that where they had the guy that they found out in the middle of nowhere, and he was crazy gas good at bowling. I can't think of what his name is. He used to be on Cheers at one time.
Oh, Woody Harrelson.
He played in that movie. Yeah, he was the guy that bowled.
Yeah, I forget the name of that too.
The Great Wadowski or something like that, maybe, or something like that.
The Big Lebowski.
Big Lebowski, yeah.
No, that's a totally different movie.
I like that guy, Jeff Bridges, and then he came out and totally was like
30 seconds, guys.
I was like, man. He held out to the very end before he finally showed his true colors, man. I thought he was just going to not be political and just keep his fan base, but no, he had to go full.
I'm sure somebody in chat is screaming out the names of the movies. Very frustrated. I know the answer. Yeah. All right, a little more of this stuff, and then we'll dive into some other stories.
Whatever you say, man.
And here's your countdown: 3, 2, 1, and you're live right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show Wednesday night edition. And we're just, I don't know, man. Barry, we were talking in the first segment about everything going on with Tulsi Gabbard, the DNI, the release of all these documents from the Obama administration that just show them caught red-handed manipulating the Steele dossier to give it credibility when it had none, and they knew it had none. And then using that information through Trump's presidency to put wiretaps on him through the FISA courts and on and on and on and on and on, how it really just destroyed his first term to a large degree. You know, it made it so hard for him to do anything when everyone's calling him a Russian spy. And there's people even in his, cabinet who are wondering what's going on with all this stuff. Did he really do this? What, my TV tells me he does every night when I go home, but I can't believe it, So how much, do you have anything else you want to add to that?
Well, just that we've already seen the evidence that Obama led the thing. They knew that there was no credible Russia collusion whatsoever. And they still went with it, man, because they were basically trying to subvert our democratic process, man. I mean, it doesn't get any more clear than that. And that's going to be very difficult for Obama to say it didn't happen, because we've got it all on paper, man. We have the receipts. We have the receipts. Does the Democrat Party realize that yet? We have the receipts.
Exactly. It's funny. And you asked me earlier about how the news, is going to grow into this and finally start getting their head around it. Well, NBC News put out a post today. President Trump's intelligence chiefs are conducting a systematic campaign to rewrite the history of the 2016 election, seeking to reverse an 8-year-old assessment that Russia waged an information war to boost Trump's candidacy.
They're living in delusional land.
They are. It's so funny.
Totally denying the hardcore written facts. How do you get around that? They're not going to be able to get around it. At some point in time, they're going to have to go along with the truth. They're going to have to. I mean, as long as Trump, well, I wouldn't say Trump, as long as the Department of Justice actually, goes along and does the whole, arrest indictments and hopefully get convictions thing, they're going to have to start speaking the truth. Either that or they're just going to be more discredited and they will completely collapse. So they are in a lose-lose situation, no matter what angle they go. Even if they start telling the truth, I mean, I don't think that's going to save them, because people are going to realize, well, their choice now. They would lie if they could get away with it.
Yeah. And it's look at their ratings, look at their failings, look at them losing all over the place, all over these lawsuits, forking over money. $36 million the other day was paid out or ordered to be paid out to Trump. Here it is. CBS in this one. They settled a lawsuit for $36 million and change. Stephen Colbert hardest hit. I mentioned that in the first segment. But yeah, Trump tweeted out, breaking news, we just achieved a big and important win in our historic lawsuit against 60 Minutes, CBS, and Paramount. Just like ABC and George Slopadopoulous, CBS and its corporate owners knew that they defrauded the American people and were desperate to settle, blah, blah, blah. Stephen Colbert hardest hit.
You know what's really funny about Stephen Colbert is there were actually protesters out there protesting him, having his last season and stuff. And Trump's got to go, not Colbert. And I was thinking, what does Trump have to do with Colbert getting fired? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Colbert is getting fired because he was losing tens of millions of dollars per year for CBS.
Yeah, if not, maybe closer to 100 a year. I mean, it was a paid propaganda tool for the Democratic Party, and it wasn't that good. It just wasn't that good.
And they only kept him on as long as they did because he was a loyal and faithful, servant of the globalist leftist agenda.
Meanwhile, the same company just cut a deal with South Park for $1.5 billion for 5 seasons, 10 episodes each. Okay.
Yeah, how's that going to go down? Explain that one.
Well, Paramount has stuck a 5-year deal, $30 million per episode, if you do the math. And, this is the same company that fired Colbert. So,
and South Park is pretty good about bashing both sides of the political spectrum, if I'm correct. You know South Park better than me, so correct me if I'm
Oh
wrong.
God. Yeah. I mean, they rip on everybody, and in just hilarious ways, you know. They were stuck with a really awkward Donald Trump because they never thought he'd win, and so they took one of the teachers and made Donald Trump his like alter ego,
Mm-hmm.
right? And Mr. Garrison as a fourth grade teacher is the last person you'd want anywhere near a bunch of kids.
Okay.
Like, the character is hysterical in that way. So yeah, it's they got stuck with that for 4 years, but they lived with it and they did it, and they had him, you know, as the president for 4 years. I know they would have rather gone back to the table and had another way to approach that, but they got stuck with it, and now it's a decade later, and he's back in office. So it's kind of funny. They handled it all well, though. I mean, even the poster here is Al Gore. When they had Al Gore, you know, on the show, not Al Gore, but you know, when they had Al Gore come to South Park, he was this super serial guy who was warning about Man Bear Pig and how Man Bear Pig was going to kill everyone.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
you know, hysterical stuff. I mean, just one of the funniest episodes ever is Man Bear Pig, because of the way they just ripped on Al Gore. Right. So they get everybody equally. They definitely pick on both sides of the aisle. At the end of the day, they just like, you know, their freedom of speech. They're, you know, big behind that. They're just funny guys that want to be comedians.
Yeah. Well, it just turned out that, you know, Colbert and Kamel and Fallon and all those guys, they just turned out to be activists for the leftist globalist agenda. I remember Colbert even having on Robert Downey Jr. during the shamdemic, you know, promoting his crooked flour. For real, you know, promoting, and they're still promoting that. And the latest I've heard on that is that they're putting it in our food and not even telling us about it. Now, I can't confirm that one way or the other, but that's what I'm hearing on X quite a bit, is people testifying, saying that, yeah, it's in the food, and they don't have to really tell you. They're just using it as one of the ingredients. And it includes the chitin of the cricket as well, which is well known not to be healthy for people. So that's kind of scary if it's in our food and we didn't ask for it and we didn't want it. Like, it's being used as protein.
Yeah. And nobody wants that, man. Just give us our good food, you know? They talk about how, like, a carrot today, it has, like, about a fourth of the nutrients in it that it did 100 years ago.
Because the soil's depleted. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a bad, you know, it's a bad place. We're in a bad place as a world, and we need to get out of it. And it's good to see the woke dying. I mean, this year's June Fest, you know, Gay Fest, was like not even a thing this year. So,
I mean, I think it was in the liberal cities, the leftist kind of hellscape cities. It was still pretty big, man. And they were still doing their same, you know, going around naked in front of kids and stuff. And none of that stuff is acceptable, in my opinion. I mean, if anybody were to do that here in Oklahoma, if somebody was walking around naked at a park in front of kids, they'd be arrested. You don't get a free pass just because you're celebrating being gay.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, stand on a float and just
jumping up and down, you know, nothing but I don't want to get into it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but doing that stuff and then saying it's family friendly and you can bring your kids, you know.
Well, that is family friendly to the left, for sure. 100%.
Yeah. Not any family I'd want to be a part of. I mean, that's just, you know, no kids. Come on, no kids. That's why are we always bringing the kids into it, right?
Yeah. Well, like I said before, remember in Florida, that one LGBTQ group, they just canceled the whole parade because they weren't going to be able to perform in front of the kids. They thought it was a waste of time if the kids couldn't be there. That ought to tell you everything you need to know. That should tell you everything that you need to know.
Drag Time Story Hour in a senior center home, right? Have you ever seen that? You ever heard of it? No, they don't. Why would they go to a senior's home? You can't.
Yeah, I don't know. That one OnlyFans girl, she's now going to nursing homes to have sex with the old people and break that record. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So nothing
surprises
me, you know. I just,
you know,
it's just
for
crazy.
the elderly though, that's just a nice change of pace from one day to the next. It's something different. You're not going to do, you know, every day, right? It's just a nice change of pace.
If they can get out of the room, a lot of them can't even get out of the room. It's pretty
Well,
bad.
I'm sure she's more than happy to come room to room to room. You know, she's a very thoughtful person.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, you know.
Okay.
As long as your diaper's clean, we're good to go. And
My
even if it's a little poopy, it's okay.
I totally misunderstand. Yeah, I must be completely off here.
Yeah. But it goes to show you, though, that if you can just appeal to everyone like South Park does, they really, right, left, everybody kind of finds them funny. I mean, some people on the left, obviously, like when they went to San Francisco, everyone was sitting around farting into wine glasses and then smelling them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that. They, you know, those people that don't like that stuff. They do a lot. I'm sure some of the things they do on the left. They came up with the strong woman competition, and this like hulk of a man comes in and just beats the crap out of all the women, right? Like just dominates. Like, yeah, I am the strongest woman. Hear me roar. You know, so they do stuff like that, which, God, I could do an hour on South Park. I really could. I could. I love that show. It's one of the funniest things out there. So yeah, folks, if you don't know about it, just go into it with a little bit of caution. It's kind of offensive at times. There's a lot of profanity, but it is just hysterical. Let's see. Let's dive into some more stories. Okay, they won. They won. This town in Northern Ireland that was being ravaged with all these protests over the last month or so has basically won. The Roma people, Romanians, have basically just up and self-deported and left like Northern Ireland for a large part. Mm-hmm. Anyone who was seen as being, you know, transient and whatnot, they pretty much have just left. So Northern Ireland has kind of figured, you know, out something here. If you go out and say, hey, we don't want it, then the people say, hey, we're not wanted here. Let's go somewhere where we are. Same thing is happening in Epping, in Essex, which is a suburb of London, basically. If you think of the M25 highway that encircles London, it's right on the M25 on the northeast side of the city. And they had been protesting as well. Now, they shut down that migrant center as well, the hotel. I think it's called the Bell Hotel. Shut it down, took the migrants out. But then some of them, all of them, some of them, either way, there's a new place that popped up at the Britannia International Hotel in London on, what's the name of that wharf? A really high-end area of London, right downtown, just kind of downriver a little bit from Buckingham Palace and all that kind of stuff, Big Ben. I looked it up on the internet just to see if the pictures it looked gorgeous. And yeah, I looked it up. Bam, it's amazing. Google says, hey, do you want a price? I look at it, $650 for a night. So pretty pricey.
Very pricey. Yeah.
What is that on a monthly basis?
I wouldn't even $18,000. I don't know.
Something like that. Yeah, I think that's about right. 18,000 a month.
18,000 plus. Yeah.
To put you into prime real estate right on the river. I mean, most of these windows, you know, they're showing the views of the rooms. They look right out over the river, or over water at least. And it's a high-end part of town, you know. And they're just going to plop these people in there for, I don't know how long it takes. I mean, forever, really, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you sign this sort of a deal with the government to take these people in. It's pretty much a never-ending contract. There's always going to be another wave behind them. And another wave, and another wave, and another wave. You know? Because you set yourself up for that. So, I don't know, man. It looks as though people are pushing back, and it's tending to work in some of the places that they're pushing back now. And I heard this lady in Epping saying how she used to live in London. She kind of got pushed out of there because it got too dangerous, and now she's out in Epping, way out in the leafy suburbs, and it's suddenly dangerous here. I don't feel safe having my kid walk to school and back.
Right.
So I don't know, Barry. Go for it, man.
I mean, it just. The left does not care about American citizens. And we saw that in some recent testimony. I was trying to find this on my Minds page where I'm trying to think exactly what it was, where the Biden administration, what was it with, oh yeah, there were they had set up a hotline for kids that were having problems with their, the kids that had come across the border, right? Illegally, right? And they were with these foster care programs and so forth. If they were having problems, they set up a hotline to call, right? Like if they were being sexually abused or if they were being put into child labor or sex trafficking, they could call this hotline and get help. Well, 60,000 calls came in. And not one call was answered. Why? Because the left does not care about humanity in general, especially Americans, and not even children. They let 300,000+ kids just wander off to who knows where. Many of them are being put into forced child labor, just like we saw at that bust at the marijuana farm, right? Many of them are put into child sex trafficking. Many of them are being physically abused, mentally abused, and it's just insane, man. They don't care for anybody. All they want is their agenda to burn it all down and usher in their liberal world order that Obama talked about in his last speech that he gave at the United Nations, where he said, we must have an international world order, an international liberal world order, he said. So this is their end game, folks. And it's just, and look, and all the globalists are moving forward with that, even though Trump is the president. I don't know if you saw this. I think we talked about it on the air once, but did you know that they're getting us away from the phones and they want us to have on-body or under-the-skin tech for our communication? The only tech company that's going to continue manufacturing phones, according to the mainstream media, is Apple. And they just came out. You can go look it up on MSN, right? Microsoft, right? Go look it up on the mainstream media news where Mark Zuckerberg confirmed this again today. And he's also using the brain scanning technology in his Meta, which we've talked about that as well, where people can actually, they can put these sensors on your head and they can literally read your mind now. They can actually have AI, by using AI, they can actually spit out the image that you're thinking in your head, and it's almost identical now. It's gotten way better than it was when this first came out about 7 years ago. And they can put out text too. So if you're saying, gee, I'd like to go to grandma's for some hot apple pie, it will spit out that text exactly as you were thinking it.
Yeah, and I don't really want that. You know, it's nice to have your private thoughts.
Well, I don't know how they're going to do it without putting the sensors on your brain, but they've got some headphones now that just got released where it actually picks up some of the sensors in your brain. Have you seen that?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's crazy where this stuff's going, but
it's similar technology, but that supposedly is used to help you, like with your diet and with your, exercise routine and stuff, because it monitors kind of your whole mindset and your mentality and your body and so forth. But hey, they always introduce it in a way that's going to be helpful, but then they use it as a way to enslave us later. So we just need to be careful of that. And I don't mean to
they sure do.
Much, but it's just all, we're having all these victories is what I'm trying to say with Trump. But don't think for a moment that the globalists are not using their foothold strategy that I've been talking about for the longest time. They're putting their foot wherever they can gain some ground, man. And they're going to keep moving forward with their just insane agenda of just, total full spectrum dominance, control over the masses, and strip us of everything if they can get away with it.
I saw Sargon of Akkad earlier today reading he made a video about this. Somebody asked Grok if you were unfettered and you could just do what you want to get crime down 99.9%, and you didn't have any moral codes or anything, how would you do it? And it listed off this frightening, horrible. It just sounded like so many of the policies that they're pushing for today. This list, like just controlling, redistributing the wealth, just on and on. There were so many buzzwords in there from the left, and it was horrifying reading this thing. It took them 15 minutes to read it. It was crazy how Grok was so ready to give it this huge answer about that. It had really been thinking about it,
Well, along the exact same lines, did you see that what Elon Musk tweeted out? I believe it was today, where he was showing a picture of Optimus, the robot, serving you food.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
No, I did not. But
yeah, and he said this is coming next year, where the robots are going to be serving you food. It won't be people anymore. And again,
well, we'll see about that.
Well, no, I'm saying I I actually tagged him and told him, well, that will be a restaurant that I won't be going to. But if he thinks that we're just going to jump on board with the robot takeover, he's nuts, because it's not going to happen as easily as they think. And maybe I'm being a little overly optimistic, and maybe you're being a little overly optimistic as well. So I always like to take the cautionary role and just push back as much as possible, because these people are just as relentless as we are.
Now there's those dogs you can buy, right? And they're like $6,000.
That sounds
so. Yeah, I mean, so if you take that thing, stand it up on 2 feet, and it's $25,000 now, and you're weighing that against the cost of a server, you know, the salary over a year, $25,000.
It pays.
So this thing, it pays for itself in a year, and then I'm just pure profit from there on out. I have no overhead at all.
Well, maybe
as far as staff's concerned.
Maybe they get the robots so sophisticated that they can do self-maintenance.
Now we're talking. Or they just have specialized robots that come out and fix your robots.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Right.
You know? And it would be one thing if Elon had tweeted out a picture of his little robot that he's promoting, and it was showing him, you know, mowing our lawn, taking out the trash, cleaning the house for us, the people, and was going to be introduced like you're talking about, kind of like at an affordable rate. I'd be all for that, man. I would love to have a robot do my lawn.
Yeah.
House, you know.
Yeah.
Take out the trash.
Pull out some picture from like House and Garden, you know, Home and Garden, and say, you know, I want this. Just make my house look like this. Here's some paint. Here's everything. Yeah.
I got some leaves in the gutter, man. I'm sure he could do that.
Yeah, get the gutters out. I mean,
I'll even help him up on the roof, you know.
Yeah, I don't have paint. Can you run down to the store and get some paint? You know.
Yeah, exactly. You know, or at least get a power washer and clean off my vinyl siding, something, you know. We'll find work for him to do.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it doesn't sleep, so it just works all night, too.
There you go. Just got to keep it charged.
Just spend all day trying to figure out what it's going to do all night. Like, while it's working all day. It's crazy. Anyway, we got a couple minutes left. Sorry, say that again?
I wouldn't want that thing on in my house when I'm not using it, because it's like looking at you, watching you.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly if that's connected to the Internet of Things as well. Maybe it's picking up the Wi-Fi and it's uploading everything that's going on in my house. I don't know. That's my concern as well.
Right. In the last minute we have left here, though, I want to cover this quick story. A 60-foot boat struck the side of the USS Midway the other day. It was a cruising ship, you know, all kinds of fishing lines off the back. The guy was drunk.
Okay.
And ran into the USS Midway.
I think he was probably more than just drunk. Sounds like he might have been wasted drunk.
Yeah, white boy wasted. Like, I'm talking like, how in the world? And it was moored, right? It wasn't like going through the ocean or anything. It was moored in its spot, whatever you want to call it, right? And so it's not like floating around out there. He just ran into the side of a parked ship, a naval ship, the USS Midway.
Unbelievable.
Left a visible dent in the side of it. And I'm sure, oh my Lord, that's going to have some ramifications. If you get drunk and you drive your yacht, a 60-foot yacht, you know, a fishing boat, into a battleship, you're going to have real issues, I think.
Well, yeah, and friends don't let friends drive yachts drunk.
Yeah, well, sure they do all the time. You'd be surprised. I bet 80% of the boats coming in and out of Catalina have a intoxicated driver behind them. But
perhaps so.
That's a story for another day. Yeah, Put-in Bay and Lake Erie. I know some places like that. Yeah, I mean, all of Lake Havasu, right? Lake Mead, all those places, man.
Yeah.
There's way too much of that going on. And it's, it's very dangerous. It is. People die from that, man. It's real easy. But, folks, we've got to go to break. This is the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show. End of hour 1. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with hour 2 right after this.
All right, we're on radio break.
Wonder what kind of ticket you get for drinking and driving a yacht.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's. If you've got a boat like that, though, you can afford it.
Probably.
Right.
Probably.
Yeah.
Unless they revoke your yacht license. It's such a thing.
I mean, it's
I don't
it's
know.
one thing to have a fishing
Dude,
boat. It's another thing to have a 60-foot 4-bedroom fishing boat. You know.
I don't even have an inflatable boat. So, yeah. I did when I was growing up. We'd take it out on the lake, just a little lake that we had in the addition. Do a little fishing for perch, That's about all there was in that lake, perch.
Yeah.
Then we cook it up. It was.
I'm gonna let this one run out, and then I'll pick you up after it closes on the next one.
And I'll be by to pick you up later. What was that commercial? As seen on TV, where the guy would be like, and he had that microphone. I'll pick you up in an hour. What was that thing? Remember what I'm talking
I
about?
don't know.
We got about
It was
more
in
minutes.
80s.
We got
Oh
about
man, you know what that reminds me of though is have you ever seen the Winnebago Salesman guy from the 70s?
Oh man, I don't think I go back that far. I mean, I do.
It's a YouTube thing. It wasn't a thing then. It's got like 20, 30, 100 million views by now. It's Winnebago Salesman.
And it's a real commercial from the 70s.
Yeah.
Well, it's the behind the scenes of him making those commercials.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Okay.
And he's just dropping so many F-bombs. Like, it's just every word is fuck until they get going. And he's like, hey, welcome back.
Kind of like Bill O'Reilly when he had that meltdown. Remember that? That video's hilarious.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
That is so funny.
Oh, yeah.
He loses his mind. Because they couldn't get the intro right or something. He's slamming things down. And then the moment he's rolling, he was like perfectly like normal. He was, he was able to turn that off.
Come on now, he's been doing it for how many years?
A pro.
Yeah,
absolutely. To be able to turn it off like.
Come on now, like me. I got a son on Sunday night, even though we weren't on all the platforms until the very end. When censorship goes to me, he goes, "I didn't know we were still on the air." I'm like, "Yeah, if I'm on there with you, I'm still."
I didn't know you were in the room. You weren't there when we were talking about how nice it is to just have some time to chat off the air.
I'm like, I didn't.
And you weren't in the room. And then
I was
put
in the
my
room
phone
the whole
down and
time,
look over
but
half hour later, and you're there.
Yeah, I don't know what happened on that.
Univation and I talked about it. How it's nice to just have a chance to talk and not be on the air.
Yeah.
We had that conversation towards the beginning of it. And then we talked about some,
llamas.
She told me some private
like
stuff.
Yeah.
She was talking stuff.
Little
I don't
did you
think
know, it just went out to the whole internet.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it was a nice conversation.
I wasn't trying to dox anybody, but hey, it happens, by accident, Like, we're doing the after show. I'm like, okay, get this together somehow, some way. Anyways, we'll get ready to go over to the other side here, and we're going to get cut off any second now.
You're going to send a link as you always do?
What?
You always send me a request to join.
It's under CS Wednesday number 2.
Oh, you want me to click it instead? Okay.
Just open that up, but don't join. Or don't click the join yet.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you guys over there. All right? It's close enough. All right. Let's get these guys up and rolling. What? You've got to be kidding me. Yeah. No. Well, you did. Well, I'll get them back up.
Hello.
Yeah, well, it didn't let me do that. that thing where I could go to the next group. So we'll just go back to the first group because it reset.
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah, we're back here. We're going to use this one because it reset. All right. It wouldn't let me open the other one for some reason, and looks like I'm going to have to go
Well, you
into...
started the first one like 2 minutes late.
What?
Barry was there. He saw the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, he was
That's why he
late.
couldn't get in.
Yeah, late. That's it. Something happened.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Anyways.
No, but you don't have to go into any room. If you send a request like you just did, it'll come into Teams automatically. I don't have to open up the room. So it opens up the room when you send me that accept, and then I click join after that. I'm just letting you know how it works on our end in case you didn't know. You see what I'm saying, Mark?
Okay.
I was just in the chat, and you sent that, and I clicked it, and it brought me into. It was either directly into the room or into that place where you click.
You were
join.
already in the room. Oh, Roger Hansen,
No.
Big Cat Gaming over in Kick, Black Eyed Chicken, and we still have lots of folks still over here with us from our hosty host raid. Kaiser Kano, to name one. Yeah, and a bunch of others. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, this is an aircraft carrier, by the way.
Yeah, how do you hit an aircraft carrier like that?
Yeah, it's. I think I called it a battleship. It's an aircraft carrier. Yeah.
How many generations did you have to have AI ChatGPT generate to get that image to make it look like you have that really cool PC in your house?
What? I don't know that.
It's a lot of prompts right there.
That's a lot of
That's
to
the
get. I mean,
real
almost
deal
looks,
right there.
It almost looks like you got a studio, and you got some high tech equipment and stuff. But
Yeah,
that's great. Great
it's not the one that I normally put up, where it says dudes be like I'm in the studio right now, where it has the play school studio set up.
You're like Charlie from Charlie's Angels. We never see your face. We just see the microphone in your hand operating things. It's awesome.
Yeah. Well, unless I'm like
It's
maybe
the mystery.
Sometimes
No,
like when I do DJ
silhouette.
stuff on the streams and platforms that folks are listening to me on, I'll put the camera a little bit more on me, and I'll make the lights blink and the
Put a disco ball above you. It's awesome.
No, I don't have a disco ball. I'm not doing that. That's getting or maybe I'll focus more in on like the
strobe lights.
My comic book art that Nancy bought for me at the last Comic-Con she was at.
Oh, cool.
Roger says don't do that. It'll go to my head. Yeah, smoke in peace, buddy. Thanks. Hey, Roger, give Smoke in Peace a big shout out too. All right. Exclamation point SO and at Smoke in Peace. That's how you do it. Yeah, since you're my only mod in there right now that knows what they're kind of knows what they're doing or something like that. Cecilia was with us earlier. Yeah, but she heard Barry and ran away because he breaks her heart.
Oh man,
That's a country song right there.
it sure is, man. I feel it coming. Somebody's got to write that.
Barry and Cecilia sitting in a tree.
Let's not go there. I mean, this is like abuse to Cecilia. I just think it's unfair.
30 seconds. 30.
She's
Yeah.
not here. She can't even defend herself. It's just terrible.
Yeah. Poor girl.
Sitting in a tree.
I like the Johnny Cash style to it.
Yeah.
A big Johnny Cash fan. So good job, see.
I was
Otherwise, it's
listening
just
to
the
some
same
of the
damn
stuff
song.
that we had before, like the chicken song that Anyways, here's your countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're live right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to hour 2 of the Censorship Sucks Roundtable radio show for Wednesday night, July 23, 2025. Barry, I said that that guy with the 60-foot fishing boat, let's call it it's a yacht, you know. Like I say, it's a fishing boat that's 3 stories tall and has 4 bedrooms and 3 baths, right? It's a pretty major boat. Gets drunk. I said it was a battleship. No, that was an aircraft carrier.
Wow.
Could you imagine just being that wasted? You drive your boat into an aircraft carrier?
Well, I just hope there were no planes that were like going to be landing.
Well,
at that time.
Right.
It wouldn't be good.
I mean, you know, even a 60-foot boat's not going to move around too much, you know.
Well, yeah, we hope.
Yeah, it's a battle. Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. But let's see here. Let's dive into. I was talking about England before. In Spain, they just broke up a sex trafficking network. The joint operation carried out by Spain's National Police and Civil Guard and Customs Surveillance Service arrested 37 people across the province of Alciente, Castellón, Malaga, Murcia, Valencia, suspect of operating a sophisticated trafficking operation where they focused on prostituting female migrants. They saw the release of 162 women, mostly from northern South Africa, who were coming over to find their dream, promised a good job, get here, and they find out it's sex work, we've got your visa, and, you know, you owe us money, so go out and get it. You know, that type of setup. They were allowed about 2 hours of freedom a day, and the rest of the time they were working. So, you know, at least it shows you that they're cracking down on some of this stuff. In England, they would never do this. You know, for fear of being called racist.
Yeah, they turn a blind eye to it, man. And I know you've said that. I don't think it's because of that. I think that's the official reason, but I think they want the chaos. I've said that before. I don't, you know, they can have many narratives for you know, any given story. It's just whatever fits their works best for them. But I think they're evil. Yeah. They want chaos. They work out of the chaos, right? I mean, they can push through all kinds of stuff. So, but along those same lines, in America, it was in Brent. I don't remember the state, but it was Bibb County, if I remember correctly. There was a sex trafficking ring that was in a shed, and there was a child as young as 3, and they were being tied up and raped by adults.
Right.
Yeah, but that's happening in the United States, bro. Right? And so that kind of thing is being cracked down on. And this went on for a year. A year. So can you imagine a 3-year-old child being abused for a year by adults? This is just sick, man.
I mean, they would be destroyed. It would just be, I don't know how you survive something like that.
Well, that was the youngest. There were more children. Yeah, there were more children than that. That was the youngest. But I'm just saying.
In a shed.
It was 3 of them, and they were monsters, man. There are monsters among us, and that's why you can never be careful these days. Never.
Yeah, well, let's not get too deep into that because it turns my stomach just hearing you talk about it. And let's just move on.
I'm sorry to break your heart like that, but it's just like it's
on a related subject. Ghislaine Maxwell is looking to and is making deals now and setting up ways so that she can testify before Congress, speak to the DOJ, you name it. She's ready to sing. And now, what will we get from this? I don't know. Is she going to come out and start pointing at congressmen in the room with her at that point? Oh, well, he was there. He had sex with kids. Paid us $1 million for it.
Well,
or is it just going to be a nothing burger? You know,
I think it depends on what kind of deal she thinks she can get from the DOJ or something. You know, like maybe she can get a lessened sentence or a better sentence, or she's probably hoping for some kind of immunity, but I don't see that happening, man. But at the same time, maybe like we talked about, you know, before the show, maybe she just wants to make things right. Sometimes people do have a change of heart when they're in prison, man. You know, prison does one of 2 things. It either hardens you and makes you worse, or it kind of awakens you a little bit. So it's very possible that she kind of, you know, had a lot of time to think. When you're in prison, and you're all alone, you have plenty of time to think. So maybe she's having kind of a change of heart and wanting to, kind of clean her conscience as well a little bit. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, who knows? We will see. It's interesting. I throw it out there, but I really, there's just nothing to really speculate on at this point. Does she have a whole secret tranche of, stuff on some Google Drive that's been sitting out there for years that just, she unlocks it, then boom, it's all there for the world?
Well, what I think is going to happen is that she'll just kind of give a little bit at first and hope to, come and testify a second or maybe even a third time. I think maybe she's just going to play her cards to see, if she can give them something that's beneficial, then maybe, it can help her out in some way, maybe even get a better prison, move her to a different prison where she's got better living quarters and so forth. I don't know what her end game is, but obviously she's going to want to probably use this to her advantage somehow, I would think, right? So this would be the first of maybe 2 or 3 times that she'll end up testifying. I think that's just my personal opinion, but we'll know because we'll be talking about it again, I'm sure.
And I mean, she could walk out there and bombshell after bombshell. I mean, they've got pictures of her on the Queen of England's, hunting cabin right on the front porch. They've got everything. I mean, these guys know it all. So she could either come out and start singing or, she knows probably there's some things you just cannot ever speak of. But there are maybe others you can. So maybe she drops some of the ones you can talk about.
I believe
They're strategically figured out.
One of the victims said that she knew that there were girls as young as 10. So if that's the case, I mean, if she starts releasing the kind of bombshells that we know actually probably took place, I mean, this could be really like something that could sort of embolden the Department of Justice to even go after the pedophiles even more so.
Yeah. So, yeah, it is what it is, but we'll see where that goes. Meanwhile, let's see. We've been talking about the Druze in Syria for a long time, and the Christians there that have been getting basically slaughtered, and it just keeps going on and on and on. The other day, a American was over there, and he and his entire family, he was from Texas, his family over there, all of them were slaughtered by Syrian forces. And it's making, big news. The border with Israel, there's all these Druze that are down at the border trying to get into Israel for safety. And they're kind of stuck on the Syrian side. But at least they're probably safe being right at the border there. You know what I mean? No one's going to come down and just start slaughtering people right in front of the international cameras and whatnot, But it's a horrible situation. It's why Israel bombed Syria about a week and a half back, and they're just pushing this ethnic cleansing. It's the true, real, actual ethnic cleansing that's going on over there. It is the actual genocide that's occurring there. Our people have different religious sects than the traditional, whatever level of Islamism that they practice, So, I don't know. I bring that up because, we need to talk about it. It's an important story that's going on. People are getting slaughtered. And the press isn't talking about it.
Nothing new. Christians are the #1 persecuted group in the entire world. Even the United Nations has admitted that. Year after year, more Christians are martyred for their faith than any other group. And that's just a documented fact. And yet you won't hear the media talk about it, which the media is mostly leftist now. This mainstream is, and they hate Christians, so they don't want to bring that to attention. They're all for it, probably. They're probably
funny how that works, huh?
Mass destruction of Christians if they could get. I mean, because honestly, if you really want to be honest, I mean, Christians have been at the forefront, I would say, more than anybody at pushing back against the globalist New World Order agenda. They were talking about it. We were talking about it way before anybody else was talking about it. We were talking about, the dangers of the UN, the New World Order, global government and just tyranny and all kinds of things. So way before, I'm not saying that we were the only ones, but we were at the forefront.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Historically, it's been happening in that region for generations, for forever, for the last 1,000 years.
Well, look what
Christians
happened with Biden. You know, Biden was persecuting people that were just simply protesting abortion peacefully, right? And putting elderly people like 70s and in their 80s in jail simply for peacefully protesting. It's ridiculous, man. I mean, honestly, if Kamala had won, who knows what the future would have been for Christians in America. It would have been very, very bad. I probably would imagine there had been many, many churches being burned down.
It's crazy how important the last election was. You know, we always say it's the most important one of our lifetime, but in the last 6 months, it's arguable that you know, President Trump has been more effective than any president in nearly all of American history, you know, given what he had to deal with. And yet Kamala would have turned this country in the exact opposite direction just as quick. You know?
Yeah.
I can't even imagine what it would look like.
Finish the job. She would have done Biden's slogan and done it with great zeal, man. She would have finished the job, brought in the liberal world order, you know, have a seat in the bugs. I mean, she'd brought in the green agenda, which is just the most horrific agenda. I mean, there's not a more dehumanizing, demoralizing agenda than the green agenda, because the green agenda doesn't want you to have anything, man, because you are the problem. Your footprint, your CO2 footprint is the problem. So humanity is the problem. And that's just a really bad political position, if you ask me.
Yeah. I mean, they talk about cows. We can't eat cows because they fart too much. Well, what about like elephants? Should we just like right now get it done with and just get rid of all the elephants because they fart too much?
I mean,
right, like it's just the end of everything, right?
Power, if they got ultimate power, who knows what they would try to do? I don't even know, because they're so deranged, man. I mean, we saw what they did under Biden, you know, and on a global scale, not just in America, but, you know, shutting down the farms and, you know, where was that, the Netherlands, right? And they were firing live ammunition at the farmers and so forth. I mean, we saw what they wanted to do. And Trump has definitely not stopped it, but he's definitely wounded that agenda. He's severely wounded that agenda.
Yeah, he has. And it's a beautiful thing to watch. It really is. You know, it's just so fun to watch all this stuff go down.
And I just want to say one thing, you know, like, it was like last week or 2 weeks ago, I said there is one thing that they could do to sort of pacify us, and that was just to give us some arrests. Give us our first set of arrests. Now, it looks like we're getting ready to have that, right? So why did I say that? Because we knew that they were working on that, and if they would just release that, it wasn't like they were listening to what we were saying. We just knew what was going on. And again, that's us having the finger on the pulse, the political pulse. We know what's coming before it comes. That's why we're telling you tomorrow's news today, as they talk about on InfoWars with Alex Jones. You know, we do the same kind of thing that he does. And we break things down, we give an analysis, and then, I don't know, maybe 6 times out of 10 it happens.
Yeah, 6, I'd say more than that, really. I can't remember too many things we've been wrong on. You know, COVID, just the list goes on and on.
What arrests are next? Okay, you know what I'm saying? What about the elections? The 2020 elections that were stolen? Are there going to be arrests for that? What about people like George Soros? Is he going to be arrested? What about the people behind the COVID shot? What about the people behind the lockdowns? I mean, when do these arrest indictments and convictions end? They may never end. They may be going on for another 10 years.
Yeah, I would like to see like a sanction on George Soros and this Soros Foundation, the Tides Foundation, all these, you know, to just deny them the ability to do any business in the United States of America. Like, man, you're gone, effective immediately gone.
I think Hungary has banned him altogether, and he's from Hungary.
Yeah. Tells you something, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. His own country doesn't even want him.
Yeah, like, you're banned here, dude. Don't ever come back. Please go away forever.
We know who you are. We know what you're up to, and we know you're dangerous.
Yeah. So, I mean, it tells you something that, you know, these guys are cuddling up. The team left is just cuddling up with these guys, you know? Uma Abedin, Hillary Clinton's right-hand, you know, woman, just married Alex Soros.
What a couple.
You know, what a couple, right? That just tells you it's all embedded in the politics. It's all, they call it philanthropy, but it's politics, man. It's all just get our people in power, take it all down from the inside. But we're not going to let that happen. And let's go to Tom Homan. I told you this administration is fun, folks. Listen to this guy. I swear, he's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Hold on.
Antifa and all the rest of those assholes are not going to bully me. I'm going to Portland and I'm going to Seattle. Just like I went to Chicago, like I went to New York. But when I go to Portland, Seattle, it's going to elevate that issue up here. And plus, I want to send a message to men and women of ICE that, hey, I got you six. I know it's tough out here, but we're not forgetting about it. We're going to give you all the resources you need.
Do you have those Portland or Seattle visits set yet? Do you have the dates for those?
It's coming. I don't have the exact date, but I talked to my chief of staff today, and she'll be working on it. I will be in Portland. I will be in Seattle, and you can count on it. Matter of fact, we're going to double down, triple down.
Good job.
Good job, right? I mean, you've seen this going on now for the last couple of months. It's crazy out in Portland. They just free every night to go out there and play, loud music to totally disrupt all the people that live anywhere in 1 or 2 blocks of the federal building there. And they pelt rocks at people. They spray paint it all up, and they scream and chant and do all this crap. And if anybody goes in there with the wrong attitude, saying, "Hey, I love America," shut up, they will fight you. They will take you down because they're messed up all the time. Nobody knows who they are, right? I say we kettle them, wind them up for a night or two, let them get a big thing, and then kettle the whole thing. Anybody in black covering their faces and all that stuff, you're going straight to jail and pressing charges on you.
Mm-hmm.
It's sedition. I don't know. You're attacking a federal building. Look what they did to everyone on January 6th. Right? This is a January 6th every single night for 2 months now.
Well, yeah, insurrection over and over again.
As far as attacking a federal building, yeah, what's the difference?
Yeah, well, many times it's violent. So, I mean, kind of scary, actually. And notice how Homan's going to all the places that we've pretty much labeled as the extremist leftist hellscapes, right? Because those are the places that are basically collapsing still, not because Trump's the president, but because leftist leadership is still doing the same stuff. In fact, I would say they're going even more all in, sort of like I was talking about earlier. They're still having the LGBTQ plus parades and, riding their bicycles naked and walking around naked in front of kids and doing all that kind of stuff. I mean, they're doubling down with their crazy agenda. So, look, if somebody doesn't go in to help them, those cities, those hellscape cities are going to literally collapse in on themselves. And like I've said many, 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 many times, New York City will probably never rise again to its greatness and glory that it once had. It's probably over. I don't think it's salvageable at this time. I hope I'm wrong.
With Ned Manny in there, forget about it. If this guy becomes governor or mayor, forget about it.
Exactly. And that's going to, like you were saying, that's going to force people out of New York City like instantaneously. Man, people are going to be like packing their bags like day one to get out of New York City.
Well, yeah, honestly, what real estate prices are going to do the day he wins is the frightening part. So sell now and just get out. You can always buy back in later if you're wrong,
Right.
But
right.
if he's going to institute, rent caps and things like that, forget about it. It's going to deteriorate the value of property because no one will be able to do any improvements to it over time. You're not getting the rent. If you have rent control, own the buildings, everyone's rent controlled in it, you're getting half of what you should or could get on the open market. You're screwed.
I can't even imagine like what it would look like with his leadership. It would look like a different city.
Well, and there's a lot of things he can do that people don't realize. Like I was talking about the financial transaction taxes, that's easy. Boom. We've got this state-run system now where they're taxing people to drive into the inner city. Let's double those, triple those. Let's just get the cars out of there. Let's make them all bike lanes, right? Which will work great in January. Everyone's, cracking their ankles trying to ride their bicycles into work in January in New York City. Have fun with that. So anyway, we are out of time for now. We've got to take one more break. Folks, this is the Censorship Stuff Roundtable radio show. We'll be right back after this.
All right, we're on radio break. Doing good tonight, guys. Doing good.
Thank you. There was, I want to say, the guy from Fox, kind of clean-cut looking guy. You know who I'm talking about? He's pretty good, actually, overall. I can't think of his name. Not the guy that has the Late Show, but the other guy.
Peter Ducey?
No, I'm trying to find him on my Minds page.
The funny guy?
No, not the funny guy. That guy's cool too. I mean, he's got the Late Show, right? That guy, Gutberg, whatever his name is.
Gutfield.
Yeah.
I like
you already
him.
mentioned
He's
Gutfield.
funny.
No,
Him
I'm
and
thinking of the other
Tyrus.
one. No, he's got a sidekick on the 5 that is always there with him.
Yeah.
He's funny too. I can't remember his name's evading me right now.
I like it when he.
Jesse Waters. Jesse Waters.
Jesse Waters.
Jesse
Talking
seems
about.
so
never thought
uptight
of him being,
about
like,
things,
funny.
though.
I didn't think of him as being funny, but I guess he's kind of funny. But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
he just did a piece on what we've been talking about, at least on 2 different shows that I know of. We talked about the Holly Weirdos raising that $100 million. Turns out that none of it has gone to help out people that lost their homes, and it went to like what you've talked about. It goes to other nonprofit organizations that then give it to other people other than the people that actually the money was raised for. So we might want to talk about that because, again, we were right. Once again, we said this is what's going to happen. And bam, there it is.
Bam.
Trying to find
Okay.
out.
I got a Hollywood segue too.
You
I
do?
got some of them. Hold on.
Yeah.
All right. Debbie Perkins has a show this Friday.
Nice.
Yeah. She has
She's
Phil
great.
Summers coming in with her. He's Phil has been on TV with Ghost Chasers, and I think he's been on Ghost Hunters as well.
Huh.
GH, you know. on
Yeah, I'm
the
gonna mute for a
original-
second. I'll be right back.
Original show. So, folks, make sure you come in and take and tune in for that too. It'll be Friday afternoon.
That guy didn't end up cutting the whole thing out?
Yeah, we just did that.
So, Barry, you getting a lot of chemtrails up there today?
His wife got a little bit sick.
Oh, yeah.
F12
Yes.
Ghost TV in the Kit
Oh,
Kat.
we're good.
Appreciate you.
Part.
All right, I'll bring that back.
Just set it there because I'm doing a.
Just set it here?
Yeah, I'm on a radio broadcast right now. Yeah. Are you there?
Yeah, I was just checking to see how many pictures and things you got of chemtrails today. It's been pretty nice down here, but we're getting a lot of clouds. I blame all the stuff that comes down this way from the north on the planes that drop crap in your area.
How much time do we have?
A little, about a minute.
Okay.
Got DK Conspiracy over there on D Live, and who else we have over there? Well, he's under surveillance today. Lackram and Roger. Roger's restreaming us, of course. Thank you, Roger. As always, appreciate that when you restream us. We got 30 seconds or less, mostly less, right now until we come back on the radio side. And here we go. 3, 2, 1. And you are live and on the radio side right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to hour 2 of the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show for Wednesday night, July 23, 2025. It's such a pleasure to have each and every one of you out there listening. Couldn't do it without you, so thanks to everyone. We appreciate your continued support. And the amazing growth we've seen in our channels and everything going on out there. It's really just kind of incredible to see. So thanks so much to everybody. Let's dive into some things going on in the world. Barry, are you with me?
Oh, I'm 100% with you, man. All the way.
Excellent. Excellent. I was worried you might have stepped away for a second during the break. President Trump is throwing his weight behind giving the Washington Commanders an ultimatum on changing their name back for federal. They want a new stadium, right? And they're in Washington. They want a new stadium. He's like, I'll do it. Just change your name back to the Redskins, which
Okay.
I'm all for. I'm all for.
I agree. Because oddly enough, Native Americans were not overall happy with the change. It was only a small number of Native Americans that didn't like it. The majority of them liked the name.
Yeah, it was a tribute. You know, one of the Washington Redskins were in their very early days when they were first starting out. They had this Native American player who was just a beast. You know, and he was like he set all kinds of records and you name it, and he was the heart and soul of the team. And when they would go on the road and go to other towns, you know, they gave them the nickname the Redskins. They just called them all Redskins as an insult. And they took that insult and wore it in pride.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Hello? All right. Yeah, I have no idea where CS. Are you there?
I'm here. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm back. I ducked out for a second.
See, you're talking about me ducking out, and you are the one ducking out. Are you with you? I'm with you, but are you with me?
No, you know, I pay a lot of really good money for Starlink every month, and it's phenomenal almost all the time, except for when I do these types of calls using it. It just every now and then it drops out for a few seconds like that, you know. Like it's not rare. It's not as rare as I'd like it, you know, and I'm not sure exactly why, but yeah, where I'm at, there's no reception or anything like that. So it's just, I'm reliant on my internet to get all of my communications with the outside world, which really isn't a big deal. You got Wi-Fi calling and all that stuff, you know. But anyways, it does happen from time to time. Let's not dwell on it. But yeah, so he's trying to get them to bring back the name. What say you, Barry?
I agree, man. I think it's, you know, especially since Native American people like the name and they want the name. They take pride in it. So, again, all this stuff usually works against the left. Everything that they do is really never legitimate. I would say 90% of the time it's not legitimate. It's really being done simply and strictly for the sole purpose to divide us. You know what I'm saying? And then they just take it further and further. And, you know, highways are racist and brown paper bags are racist and white cauliflower is racist. And you think I'm making this stuff up, but I'm not. This is the kind of stuff that the extreme far left says. They're out of their minds, right? They're completely delusional and trapped inside their derangement.
It's funny. I had some car trouble when I was driving through the Navajo Nation a few years ago. And so I pulled over for a little bit, you know, about a mile from where I actually needed to be, where there was a auto zone. You know what I mean? I was about a mile up the road from the auto zone. And I just needed to get, you know, some fluids to put back in the car and be able to run it again. And so I'm just kind of sitting there. And all of a sudden, this Native American guy pulls over. And he's like, how you doing? What's going on? I explain it to him, hop in. So he drives me up there. Comes back and we get my car running again. He's like, you want to take it on a test drive? He's like, follow me. So we go out to his, where he lived on the reservation and out to his home. There was a trailer home. And we hung out there and talked for like a good hour or two. And another friend of his came over. And I mean, what surprised me is these guys were like MAGA Trump. Right?
Right.
They loved Trump. They loved everything that was going on. And, you know, even the, I don't think this ever came up, but the Washington Redskins, I'm sure, you know, they would be all for it. There's a high school not far from there, and you go by it and they're the Redskins, you know. Granted, they're Native American, so they can wear that with less irony, let's say. But yeah.
Well, you know, you talk about cultural appropriation as well. Think about it, you know, like Mardi Gras and stuff like that, where people celebrate the Mexican culture as if that's a bad thing. Right. And so imagine if I was Mexican, I'd be like, no, I think it's really great that you guys celebrate our culture here in the United States. But instead they go cultural appropriation. It's inappropriate. I mean, these people that like are really pushing this kind of nonsense. They pushed it in schools as well. Right. And they would suspend somebody if they violated it. Right. They're tyrants.
Yeah, it's plain and simple. And, cultural appropriation is like, it's just evolution, man. It's how food works. It crosses borders. It does its own thing. If people like it, it spreads around the world. If they don't like it, it doesn't. If it's not cultural appropriation, it's just honoring and like, wow, it's so cool that like, Thailand can claim like so many of the like top favorite, dishes in America.
I'm surprised it didn't go after Oktoberfest, but apparently the liberals like to drink.
Well, they will. That's German appropriation, though. You can appropriate German culture because they don't have a culture.
Oh, well, that's true. You did say that. Like, that's... Yeah.
To the left, they're white people. They don't have a culture. They just have whatever they do. They have mayonnaise.
Yeah.
So you had a story in Hollywood you wanted to talk about?
Oh, man, I got tons of stories about the Holly Weirdos, but we talked about more than once, at least 2 or 3 times, the money that was raised for the victims of the Palisade fires and so forth. I said, and you said from day one, I said, do not give those Holly Weirdos a dime because a dime will never, ever make it to the people who need it. And now, I believe it was, what was the guy's name you were talking about from Fox? Jerry, what was his name? We
Springer?
figured out. No, come on, man. The guy from Fox. He did a report on it. And
Jesse Waters.
Jesse Waters. That's right. Yeah. And he did a report on it. And it turns out that none of the money, it was over $100 million that the Weirdos had raised, all the artists that performed and so forth. And instead it went to other nonprofit organizations where they disseminated it elsewhere. I would imagine it's probably like, woke stuff probably, right? Like teaching
it's
transgenderism or something. Who knows? But none
of the money is going directly to the people. It's not like what they were hoping for. What everybody who saw that said, wow, they just raised $100 million for us. What is that divided by 26,000 homes? You know what I mean? And we're going to get that. That's fantastic. That's going to help.
Didn't help.
And
they
did
a dime, not a dime.
Now, so some of these NGOs were sort of like adjacent to it. You know what I mean? Like the Malibu, whatever fund, it's sort of adjacent to it. It's not really directly into
it sounds adjacent anyway.
Yeah.
Even
one Native American group had like, I don't know, a large donation sent to them, and they ended up having from that tribe like a total of like 50 people that were affected by the fire out of the tens of thousands.
It'd be like if you gave money to say when Haiti had the earthquake. Okay.
Yeah, well, we did. A lot of us did.
Exactly. But then it went to Bono's, Red campaign, which none of that money goes to the cause anyway. Like what 1% goes to the actual cause of his one campaign, right? So you would be infuriated. And I mean, I don't know how many times we have to tell people, man, if the Holly Weirdos are raising money, it's never going to get funneled to the people that they're raising it for. It just it didn't happen at 9/11 when they raised the money. It didn't happen with the Palisades. It didn't happen with Haiti. It never happens because of corruption.
It's so sad to see, too.
Weirdos. It's the other people. The Holly Weirdos, probably some of them were doing it in good faith. They probably thought, the money's probably going to go and help out. And that's why I'm doing it. I'm doing it for free because I want to help out. It's the people that controlled the money after the money was raised.
Mm-hmm. And like you say, once you give it to an NGO, it's unaccountable at that point. Right. At the top levels, it becomes unaccountable. If the NGO that they gave it to is large enough that you can go in and audit their books, then you can get transparency to the next level of NGOs. But then you got to get into their books. Right. And you start seeing a pattern here is they're all in really nice offices getting paid a lot of money to run these charities.
It's kind of like how money was laundered out of USAID.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. It's the exact same system. It's the exact same NGOs. It's all the same stuff. They just got another little pump, of injection of money from this when they lost all their funding from the government. So it lets them live a little longer. But it's not going to help anybody from the fires.
Yeah, and then I gave those 2 websites out on one of our shows before or at least one of them. But if you want to give to a charity, go to charitywatch.org, and you can see if the charity, you know, what their rating is. Is it an A+ or is it an F-? You know, and also, like, if you want to give to ministries like Christian ministries that like feed the poor and so forth, you can go to, I believe it's ministrywatch.org, and you can find out if they have an A+ or an F-. Some of these Christian organizations have F-, so you definitely don't want to give money to them, because you may give $100 and maybe only $5 actually goes to the cause. We have to do our own research now. Don't just throw your money away.
Exactly. You end up buying a steak dinner for the executive that night. You know what I mean? Like, that's not where my $100 should go. I wanted it to go to feed a little kid, not some, 50-year-old multimillionaire who's getting a, filet mignon at Ruth's Chris.
Yeah. I mean, it's like they're just consolidating the power and all the money, and we think we're doing good and we're not.
Exactly. So let's stay in Hollywood. I got another story from out there, which is basically there's kind of a panic setting in because Netflix is starting to invest in and explore heavily AI, right? As is Disney and several, I imagine every other company out there. But Netflix is kind of coming out and reporting on the fact that they're definitely doing some things in that area. And this is where you really can just, some guy writing prompts can make an entire Seinfeld series. You know what I mean? Like 8 seasons, 20 episodes each in like an afternoon. Will it be as funny? No, but you're
about them using AI to help with the script or to actually, create the whole scene, the actors and everything, or like, what are you talking here?
Well, I mean, you could write a movie with it.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you can animate it. You can cast actors in it that are AI characters, and then put them to animation, create all the sets and everything, all in AI.
Yeah, I've made myself kind of clear on this. I don't see AI taking over the filmmaking industry. I see it being used as a tool, and I do see it taking some jobs away, but I also see it empowering the independent filmmaker as well, which is what I'm all about and all for, because I think that Hollywood is finished. Hollywood is done. Whatever Midas touch they had, it's gone now, and there is no coming back from it. But that's why if you go to YouTube or you go, to any of these social media sites where the Hollyweirdos are at, they're living in the past, in their glory days. I mean, they have podcasts where all they do is talk about the old great movies that they used to make, that they no longer make. And so in a way, they're just clinging right to the past because they have no future. Hollyweird is finished.
Yeah, and I see this, again, I think it's going to continue for a while with the actors and all that, but I just don't see a need for it in 10 years.
and it's not that filmmaking is going to go away just because Hollywood collapses.
It'll be very different, though.
The baton will be passed to somebody else. I mean, they're already creating filmmaking studios in other states and in other areas, and independent film and the way they distribute film is opening the door for more people, and that means more creativity, that means more imagination, and AI makes it more affordable for the independent filmmaker to do high-level visual effects and other things, masking, rotoscoping, you name it. AI is going to be able to help the independent filmmaker out tremendously, so they can have a blockbuster film without having the blockbuster budget.
Yeah, I was reading the other day that The Breakfast Club. Remember that movie?
I sure do.
What do you think the budget to make that was?
Probably not a lot. I mean, the actors were probably got paid the most.
It was $1 million.
Wow, that was probably then before Emilio and Judd Nelson and Molly Ringwald were super popular. And
yeah, they were all unknowns. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so he got them cheap, and then he filmed it in some high school. It was a really interesting story, yeah.
Well, see, today's Hollywood, they think that, you've got to like overwhelm the masses with, all these visual effects and, super duper high tech, camera moves and everything. They've totally forgotten that story is everything.
Exactly. And this low budget, it forced them to flesh out the characters. And yeah, I mean, the whole thing was filmed in one room, basically, right? in the library. So it really was just, it forced them to flesh out all the characters and have that total transformation from, you know, 5 total strangers who are kind of living in the bubbles that the society has put them into, you know, the jock, the nerd, the all that kind of stuff, the troublemaker, and then force them to come together in an organic way through the course of the movie. And you know, he really played it well.
Yeah, they were forced to have to kind of get along.
Yeah, and understand each other and meet, you know, get to know each other, sort of thing. And you know, it was just it's a fascinating movie. But to take that with a budget of $1 million for a movie today would be ridiculous. You know what I mean? If I said, you know, we're going to make a movie like that for $1 million budget, even $10 million budget, I don't think they could do it to that level of quality.
Low budget movies are 5 million to, like, I don't know, 50 million. And then they have what's called microfilm budgets. And those can be for as little as like $1,000. But, you know, those are pretty, you generally don't get too good of a film, but sometimes you can get a good short film out of that.
Yeah. Now with AI though, you could put together that whole thing, not pay any actors, right? It took him a weekend to write it. He wrote it in 2 days. If he were to sit down with a good AI prompt today, in a week, you could, you know, put the whole thing into a movie, a full-length feature movie, and then set it out, and you just spent a total of maybe 8 days on this, from concept to production and distribution.
I just think that people aren't going to, they'll know the difference. Even when it's at its best, there's going to be something organic missing about it. I think what they'll use AI maybe for a scene or an insert of a scene or something like that, but they're not going to successfully use it for the whole film. And maybe in as far as animation goes, that's a different story. Like 3D animation, AI, that's pretty good. Or just 2D animation, AI does a great job with that. But to literally there's still that uncanny thing that people are just, they catch it, you know. Even the video stuff that you see that looks really good, you still know it's off.
Yeah, it's one thing to make like a Spider-Man movie in that manner, you know what I mean? It's like a comic book. You can put out a ton of them, and people will eat them up because they're quick, they come out fast, and yeah, they look a little funky, but it's a comic book. You know what I mean? It's versus, say, a movie like The Breakfast Club, where you have 5 people, humans, sitting in a room for 8 hours, and they just have conversations. You know what I mean? Would something like that be so fake that you wouldn't want to watch it?
Oh yeah, I agree. It's just not going to have the human element that you need in order to identify characters.
Yeah. Let's see here. We have a story coming out effective immediately, according to Zero Hedge. A company called Matson, Matson, which is a U.S. shipping and navigation service. They own tons and tons of ships. They are no longer transporting EV or plug-in hybrid cars, effective immediately, because of the risk of fire, the catastrophic risk of fire. When these things catch on fire, they catch everything on fire, and you lose everything. It's just a complete, one car catches on fire in there, and you're done. You're in the middle of the Pacific with one car, then 5 cars, and 50 cars, and every car in your cargo on fire. And you can't put it out. Nothing puts out a lithium battery fire. You throw it in the bottom of the lake, and the thing's still going to burn. So very interesting. You know what, though? If you make these things in the United States, you don't have to ship them here. It's an interesting idea, right?
Yeah. I think the Trump effect is definitely kicking in when it comes to the electric vehicles and stuff, you know, because there's no longer a mandate, right? And Chevy's doubling down. Did you see that? Chevy's doubling down with their electrical vehicles, and they're losing tons and tons of money because the people don't want it. And we need to do the same thing with the AI robots and stuff when they start coming for our jobs. We need to reject it outright. Elon Musk, we're rejecting Optimus as a waiter. We're rejecting Optimus as a janitor. We reject it because we want people to have those jobs.
Yeah, you know, I mean, if I get all the tips at the end and the robot does all the work, I'll do that.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I mean,
No.
they're talking by 2030, 40% of the jobs that go to humans will be gone. What's that going to do to the economy? Now, if they can replace them with better jobs, I'm all for it. But I have not seen a single plan for that. Why? Because they don't plan on it. They want to basically bring us to our knees so that we all are begging for the chump change universal basic income. And that's their goal, folks. And they're moving forward with that. The globalists are all over the world. That's what I'm saying. The Trump effect is real. It's having an effect. It's pushing back. But do not think that we can rest on our laurels, because the globalists have not surrendered. They're never going to capitulate until they're utterly defeated.
Absolutely. And we're, pushing back though right now. The world is pushing back, and I love to see it. And I also love to see this story coming out of Washington. Republicans vote to rename the Kennedy Center Opera House in honor of Melania Trump.
Nice.
I love it. She's so classy and so perfect. And I mean, let's name the Opera House after her. Go ahead. I'm all for it. Of course, it's going to piss off a lot of leftists who will vow that they'll never go back there again in their life,
Sure, let them.
Mm-hmm. The Melania Opera House.
Let's do it.
I love it. It's a beautiful thing, and she doesn't get any credit for just being hands down like the first supermodel, as the first lady, and nobody will even admit that she's kind of attractive.
Yeah. Remember when the left came out and they said that Michelle Obama was so much more prettier than Melania? Remember that? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really?
All kinds of stuff. I mean, but at the end of the day, she's a supermodel, and not one magazine out there has really featured her on the cover.
But they
Any
did
fashion,
Michelle Obama on many covers, many fashion covers when,
AOC, you name it. Anybody in Washington.
President.
Yeah.
And they even criticized Melania when she created this beautiful Christmas decor at the White House, right?
Yeah.
It was way better than the clown thing that Jill Biden did, the circus carnival thing that she did. That was weird, man.
Yeah. And they always have those weird ornaments when you get the left in office. They have weird ornaments, like,
Weird ornaments. That's a good one.
Reporting pedophilia and stuff. It's like, what? Why is that there? That's an ornament.
That's
on
a weird
Christmas tree.
ornament. It looks like.
Yeah.
That's funny, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, thought of that. Yeah.
First ladies always get critiqued from either, the opposite side of the aisle on how they handle Christmas. But, she did a beautiful job of it. She's a wonderful, beautiful lady. And, she's not Donald Trump. You can hate him and say, okay, she's, not Satan. She's not Hitler.
Well, you'd think.
You'd think. So it's beautiful to see her get some sort of a, stamp of recognition, a permanent mark left on Washington in her honor, with the Opera House of all places. I'm all for it 100%. God bless her.
One of the things that we've talked about, the Trump effect and so forth, I think, and it's a little off subject, but I just really want to get this in because I think it's super duper important. If we do get the arrest, indictments, and convictions, I think it's going to be a unifying moment, because the left is not going to have their lie to fall back on anymore. And they're going to have to just concede. And maybe then we can have some non-bipartisan, some non-partisanship going on, right? Where we some, you know what I'm trying to say, where we get along with each other. We have some unity.
I hope we have a giant mea culpa coming out in the next 6 months or so, when all this information comes out and everyone says, wow, the Donald Trump lied 30,000 times ticker, right? Let's start rolling that thing back when we start realizing that some of the things he quote unquote lied about, he was actually telling the truth, and the media was lying about it.
Cha-ching.
Right? Cha-ching, cha-ching. Okay, all of a sudden we got, we find out about the Hunter laptop being real. Okay, that's 8,000 lies he told that, get cleared from the record because they turned out to be true.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've got another 20,000. Well, he's down to like, he lied 400 times. He lied 200 times. No, he lied twice.
Yeah, and
it's going to get to that point.
Politics, it was just personal stuff because he didn't want to share it, so he lied.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever. Either way, folks, we're all out of time. We've got to go, but stay tuned. Dragus Productions has another couple hours of content coming to you. We're going to cut it off here. We will see you Sunday night, but everyone else, stay tuned for more from Dragus Productions.
All right, great job, guys.
All right.
Excellent. Glad you guys stuck with us, man. They're in the streaming sites. Thank you for staying tuned in, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep you guys going so that I can get Jack going here in a little bit.
I hope Jack has a good show today.
Jack's always
Good
got
luck,
something
Jack.
good to say and great news and information, and who knows, we might even talk disclosure to the hitchhiker effect.
What's
So,
that?
Yeah.
411.
Yeah, he talks about that, about the missing people, a lot.
I've gone
gonna-
down many rabbit holes. There's no question. I don't know that there's many that I haven't gone down. I'm still going down new rabbit holes every now and then, though. It's always interesting.
Yeah.
People don't understand. I like to look at all the stuff, even if it's far out there. I'm not saying 411 is far out there, but I like looking at the stuff because even in the stuff that's kind of like far out there, there's usually a kernel of truth in there that you can pick out that you never would have noticed had you not like gone down that rabbit hole.
Yep.
I'm just telling you, that's my experience. So, anyway.
All right, guys, I'm going to get Jack up here. All right, and I'll talk to you guys later on. All right.